Oh, what is wrong with you?
You already know what's wrong with me, man. Masochist, masochist, masochist.
Are you opening it tonight?
I wasn't planning on opening it tonight only because we hadn't really talked about it yet. So I wanted to make
Okay.
sure that we'd kind of set some time aside for that because I feel like that one's going to be a bit of a box that takes a little bit of time. Everybody's running into the room. Yes, we're talking about that mystery box that ended up appearing here throughout the week that B kind of gave me a bit of a warning of last week at the end of. But yeah, B tells me that there's several artists who have maybe thrown some pieces into there, and I want to make sure that we hit them
No,
on.
no, not maybe.
Oh, say it.
It's definite. What's up, everybody? Uncle Spank, Fletcher, Mr. Ordinary, Von Fake Name, the Wendigo. What is up, my dude? Wendigo, what a great host for Asheville, North Carolina. Oh, man, that was freaking fun, dude. Holy smokes. Folklore, what's going on, my dude?
Wendigo, I heard that you're basically like you're one of the scene boys, man. Just one of us little gooners, just one of us short fellas strutting around the old pit.
Yeah, right. Man, great dude, man. What a great booth that was. Holy smokes, man. We'll take a look at some stuff tonight.
What a great show that was. Yes, I understand anybody who watched the video. I did not get a chance to go back and start actually tagging everybody in there yet. It'll happen sometime. But yeah, what a fucking show, man. You guys were going everywhere. Those tables were packed.
Oh, dude, they really were, man. Street Fight, SPDX, what's going on? Yeah, man. It was God, dude, it's very surreal, to be there with everybody. Porpoise, there's another one. Carolina Cool Cat, another one. Rolling up to the scene. Skilled One, what's up, dude?
Random cute thing only because Carolina Cool Cat they said rolling up to the scene there. Did you catch earlier? Somebody sent me Death and Strawberry sent me Eddie's Resin Blood's story post of him cooking up in the lab there. Did you see what he happened to have on the old screen, the old boob tube?
No, I did not. Oh, is that right? Very nice. I didn't see that, man. Oh, live chat. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Skilled One. Calico Chris, what's going on, man?
Skilled One's a fucking all these dudes in the chat, man. Like we've said almost every week, you guys make this shit work. Like, look at you guys getting our backs, welcome each other, greeting each other. Skilled One letting you guys all remember to hit that live chat to the top chat. Fuck, man. Fletch last week talking about hitting that bell at the top. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, like it maybe if you actually do like what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Tap the button, whatever. Johnny Marbs, what's happening, man? Johnny Marbs was the first person I met speaking in Asheville, speaking about Asheville, North Carolina. First dude I saw when I walked in. Crazy dude. And I'm thinking to myself,
Rocking a Has Been Toys shirt.
Rocking a Has Been Toys shirt. How about that? That was.
I will be honest though, and this is nothing against Johnny Marbles. You are a sexy beast, but you are no Has Been Toys. So I was a little confused at first. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I know the handsome devil calling Has Been Toys. That's not Has Been Toys.
You know what, man? That logo. So he had it like on the front and then it was very big on the back. And I saw that shit from across the room, dude. It was a nice bright white shirt with the logo on it, right? And I saw the back of it from across the room and I'm like, yeah, that is dope. Very cool. That being said, that was a small room and you could see pretty much anything from across the room. It was just a very small space, but I think there was like, man, I want to say 32 vendors, something like that. And it was a pretty packed room. Little tight in the little alleyway to walk through, but I mean, man, dude, so I think you saw on the live, right? Like when you walk in, you just kind of dead end right into One Trick and Barrio Boba, just like boom. Yeah, right. Which was, and then you realize that's only 2 of the 32 that are there. So,
that skip that when the kids do it, it's like a gallop skip.
Yeah.
I think I'd be
Yeah.
gallop skipping around that room, man. I wouldn't even, the first couple laps, I wouldn't even be able to stop and say hi to anybody. I'd just be pointing, doing a little jog around the room.
Yeah, right, man. Carolina Cool Cat says, still can't believe I was hanging out with most of y'all last week. Dude, that's what I'm saying, man. I was going through some of my pictures, just trying to put something together. And it's like, damn, dude, that was crazy. I cannot wait till next year. It's gonna be dope, man. I know that Strafe already said that he's down to go next year. So I'm hoping more people are like, oh shit, man, that is dope. Hopefully, maybe even a little bigger venue to accept more people. I think that one, I want to say the spot sold out like really, really fast. I think it was only open for a couple days before he had it, a full house. So
I know this is gonna be a weird one for you guys, but honestly, for me, it was like seeing worlds collide. I know Vomiting Droid hangs out here with us often. Every now and then, I think One Trick Pony is lurking in the background down in the back cave doing some stuff. But the reality actually is that some of these dudes, like, you kind of get it, man. Like, we've known them for so long. We're so close at this point. We don't hound them or bug them. And I don't bug them to come check out the Toys Alive stuff on a Thursday. Like, if they want to watch it, they want to watch it. But we're homies at this point. Like, they've got stuff going on. They're busy, right? But when I then see my homie One Trick grabbing some pieces from the Wendigo, yes, that's fucking rad as hell to me, man. That's really fucking cool. That's worlds colliding to me. It's one of those things where I'm like,
yeah.
I know that dude. That dude's my longtime friend. I know that dude. That dude's a new friend and he makes really cool work. Oh my goodness, I love his work. And my good buddy likes his work too. And now it's like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck, dude.
You're right, dude. And it's crazy to see, just be standing there talking with one maker and they're talking about how they're going to go trade some pieces with another maker. I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy, man. I love buying shit from both you guys.
You got to hang out with Vomiting Droids for like most of your weekend. That man is like,
oh, dude, he's such a gem, dude. I mean, what a squire that dude is. We stayed at
get how he's so wise. How is he so wise?
Yeah, dude. So we stayed at the same hotel, and it was very cool because they had a free shuttle to the spot. The spot wasn't all that far away, but that's a very mountainous area, dude. Like, you're not gonna like want to go to these breweries and then start walking uphill. It's like San Francisco type shit. Like, as far as the terrain and the hills, it's nothing nice, man. Like, you definitely want to get either an Uber, but the place that we were staying had a free shuttle, and so it would go and drop us off. But yeah, man, I ended up hanging out with him and dude, I mean, freak everybody, mostly Vomit because we were staying at the same spot, in Brett, General Porpoise. But there was, I mean, shit, dude, there was one point, there's a picture out there I want to get. I think Dustin from E2K has it. But we're at this brewery, dude, and I'm thinking back on it now, and it was like me and One Trick and Wendigo and Barrio Boba and dude, it's like, it's crazy, dude. I think there's a bunch of, I was going through my pictures, dude, there's a bunch of pictures like that, man. It's just like, it's a very surreal experience after, just kind of buying stuff for the last few years. New Transylvania wants to go next year. That would be dope. Very cool. What's up, New Transylvania? Shed Quarter's got an interview coming up on Toys on Tap, I believe, correct? I think I saw that.
I'm gonna level with you guys. The news on my end is light this week because I knew it was gonna be a hefty. Yeah, between the two homies jumping in with us, and then you've got some assembly required stuff.
Oh, dude, I'm looking at all the pieces right here, man. You know what's crazy is like another dude, Marty from Feigned. Great dude. Had some really killer pieces, dude, that I've never seen before. Other stuff like right beside me, Pikmin's Vinyls. Never met that dude before. Never even seen him before, I don't think, man. Maggitarius. We'll look at some of that stuff tonight. Figure Fetish had their stuff there. They weren't there personally, but they were saying they may be there personally next year. But Figure Fetish had a little table with their stuff on it. And Figure Fetish is dope, man. I love that dude. He's always a cool guy to talk to.
I think you even mentioned it on the weekend too. It was really fucking cool. Hey, Dr. Ease. It was really fucking cool to see artists who couldn't be there still carrying artists who were there, because for me, even at home and you showing us, it was really fucking cool to see like Basement Puke's Rad and Tad sitting on a table, right? It was really cool to be able to see Maggitarius's work sitting at a table. It was really neat that like
Yeah.
even though, and I'll be honest, dude, I'd love to meet the Maggitarius team at some point. I don't know the husband half all that well, but
Mhm.
Trace One Art is one of the most beautiful human beings I've ever met, man. Just so lovely, you know?
Trace One, is that what you said? I did not know
Yeah,
that. Oh, okay.
yeah, Trace One Art is actually the wife half of Maggitarius, does all the paint apps.
Gotcha. That's
Fantastic.
yeah, I'll have to check that out. Pocket Salsa next year, dope. Carolina Cool Cat Feigned is the best guy. He had some really sick work, dude. Not only that, I'll have to grab one, dude, but he had like he even had prints on his bag. Like that Feign. It's like three running together, two or three running together, but it's like paint on there, dude. Like and those just on like his bags that you know you put your stuff in. So, but yeah, dude, just a great time. Like I said, I think if that place was bigger, it would definitely. I think a bigger place would definitely sell out. Um, a, a couple people asked me like how I would compare it to Designer Con. They're completely different, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I think that if you're in the scene that we're in for doing what we're doing, what this show does, indie resin vinyl type of work, right? Like AR is probably the spot you want to go to. There is that stuff at Decon, but they have that resin alley, which is it's a smaller portion. I don't know how many artists were there. There definitely wasn't as many at as many there as there was at Assembly Required. You know, in Designer Con, you're really going. I mean, if you're only going for Resin Alley, it's going to be a really short show for you. You know, you kind of get caught up in all the other stuff and all the merchandise and the prints and the kind of sub shows that they have and the guest speakers and the drops that some of these other places are having. So it's a completely different deal. And you're going to be walking all day. You know, the hours are different. AR was Saturday, Sunday, 11 to 5, and then 11 to 4. So, you know, not a very long show, but it was in a really small room. So it didn't really need to be a long show because I mean, you saw how long it took me to walk around that room. Probably it would take you about 30 seconds to walk around that room if you didn't stop. So it's a
Well,
different experience, dude. Yeah, go ahead.
no, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, I was just saying, it's a completely different thing than Designer Con. I think it's two completely different experiences, really. But I think for what we do, yeah, E2K. Somebody was wearing this at at Assembly Required. So, but great shirts. These are available at E2K. Those are they're very, very comfortable. I love them. Vomiting droids. There he is. Any sandwich was left? No. Well, there was, and I ate yours. So I split it with Brett. So you don't get any Sammys tonight. A different venue every year. So yeah, Wendigo did tell me this earlier. Yeah, it's in a different. Oh, that's very cool. It's in a to support local businesses, so it's at a different venue. That's cool. The past 2 years, we're at Funkatorium and Highland Brewing. So Funkatorium is another brewery that's owned by Wicked Weed, which is where Wendigo works. Sorry if I probably shouldn't have said that, Wendigo, but it was a great spot, man. I mean, like no bullshit. That's probably the coldest I've been in a long time, dude. That place is fucking Iceland. It is very, very cold. I had a layover in Chicago, and you know, when you're landing, they're telling you like what the temperature is. The pilot goes, welcome to Chicago O'Hare Airport. Current temperature is 4. And that's cold, man. Like I don't know if I've ever been in 4 before. Uh That was cold. Just walking from the plane onto, to get down the runway or whatever, you have that little quick break. And that hurt, man. That wind hurt. But then Asheville, but the very cool thing is there's lots of outdoor dining and whatnot, but they have these great big heaters to kind of heat everybody up. So good time, man. I think it's like brewery capital of the USA, Asheville, North Carolina. Like if you come to Napa out here and you get like a tourist map and it has all the wineries kind of plotted on a map, it's crazy. You see a crazy amount of wineries on there, right? Hundreds. It's the same thing for Asheville, North Carolina with breweries. They are everywhere. Everywhere. And here's a little something that my Uber driver on the way home told me. So this guy used to work at a brewery, and he said that the reason that the beer is so good out there is because the water comes from the Appalachian Mountains, and it's like super cold, crystal clear water that does not have to go through that reverse osmosis process to filter the water and get all the bad shit in there, because there's no bad shit in there to begin with. So that's why the beer over there is like top notch. The breweries out here, the water, dude, I don't know what they have to do to it to get it to where they can do that, but it's a lot. We're definitely not just like pulling it out of a stream like they are there.
I've heard American beer just sucks in general. And I'm going to put you on the spot here. What was up with that? I did like the fact that he made a little joke about it, but I was also curious. The moment I saw the picture, how come you and Vomit both slid in the back seats? Did Porpoise smell like shit or something? What was up with this?
Dude, so first of all, Bobby Joy says California skin on this kid. Yeah, that's he said that was balmy up here. Dude, yeah, it was cold, man. Anyways, I'm sorry, what did you ask me again? Oh, so why did we sit in the back seat? Okay, so we met at this spot for breakfast, and then we were like, so me and Vomit met him over there at the spot for breakfast, and then I had a lot of stuff that I needed to send back. I bought enough to where it was either I was going to have to get another bag and check it, which there's no fucking way I'm going to do with pieces that I just bought, right? So I ended up boxing up some pieces, and we found Vomit found a Staples. And we asked Brett if he could drop us off at Staples. And so he pulls his car up he was parked. And for some reason, we both got in the back seat. And it was totally like an Uber situation. And that's where that picture came from. But I don't know why we did that. We just both jumped. Like it was probably because we had been getting Ubers and rides all weekend. And so it just felt natural to do that.
If anything, I had never really Ubered before. The first time I took an Uber, the person I was with was like, no, you don't get in the front seat. And I was so like, what do you mean you don't get in the front seat? Homie's a person too. And then they explained like, no, homie doesn't know who the fuck you are. He doesn't want you in his front seat.
Yeah. Like, never, dude. As many Ubers I've taken in San Francisco than just being on the road. I don't think I've ever tried to sit in the front seat, man. Ever, 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 ever.
See, I don't drive, so I'm almost like I have like child brain mentality. You know what I mean? Your Uber pulls up and you're like, shoddy.
So great question, Folklore. He says, I want to know, when you are hanging out in person, do you still call each other Vomit, Porpoise, etc.? So many people talked about that, dude. What do you call them, right? And I think it was a little bit of both. I don't want to like disrespect anybody's privacy. Some people just don't want their real name out there, which is fine. So Vomit's such an easy one to say though, right? Like it's almost like Vomit to me, like I know his real name. I could very easily call him his real name, but I have close friends at home where I haven't called them their real name in 30 years, and it's a nickname. You know what I mean? So when I call him Vomit, it's like, yeah, I know his name. I could call him by his name, but I'm just going to call him Vomit, Brett, General. What's up, General? You know what I mean? How much more cooler is that? So it's a little bit of both, but it is, it's kind of awkward sometimes. when I don't want to say it's awkward, but sometimes you just don't know which direction to go. As far as whatever, usually if someone introduces me themselves to me with their their government name, then I know it's okay to use that name if I choose to do so. So
I will level with you guys.
Oh, Fletch, you're full of shit. You know my name, Fletch.
I know it's not.
You probably don't remember. You probably don't remember my name.
Too many joints.
Yeah. Yeah. Too many joints. Fletch had a hell of a sale the other night. Was selling some of his stuff there. Mr. Zimico, what's up, dude? Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, dude. But my first name's super easy, dude. My first name's Brian. I mean, my name is Brian Johnson, and it's where B to the J comes from. And I don't think that's any secret to most people. It used to be on the screen like a dummy, right? I think the few did it was on the screen as Brian Johnson. And I've been questioned if that's my real name. They said that sounds like a made-up name. No, that is not a name.
It's funny to me how often people will laugh about my last name as if that's the fake one. The amount of people are like, "Oh, dude, so what's your actual name?" And you're like, "Blunt," and they're like, "That's your actual last name?" You're like, "Yes."
And you know what's funny? I know a couple Blunts in this town actually that I went to school with. That is their last name. So I'm very quite sure there's no relation in this situation, but nevertheless,
yeah. Oh my gosh, Jazz Wizard. How come everyone's girlfriends call me daddy? Because you buy them all their shit.
Oh man. So again, dude, just to kind of wrap up assembly. It's a great show, man. I mean, it's everybody that we deal with directly. I would say, in our kind of neighborhood, a lot of them had tables there, dude. It's crazy to walk up on a table full of swamp things that sell out crazy. Like if you did a drop of them, they sell out like that, right? But then you walk up and you see a whole table of them and you're just like, holy shit, dude, I can pick from any of these. And then to see people's new stuff. I mean, Grant had some awesome stuff. Shout out to Carolina Cool Cat Grant, dude, his parents, man. Great people. Like if I moved back there, I would move back there, number one, to get out of California. Number two would be because I know it's full of people like Grant's parents. Great people, dude. Came up and were like, hey, thank you. We watched the show. I'm just like, dude, you guys have such a great kid. You know what I mean? And he's out there and he reveals that new piece, which he just casually pulls out of his pocket on Friday night as we're all standing there. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, I made this. And everybody's like, oh shit. And then has a super clean drop of it at the show the next day. That was awesome. So
I just want to randomly blow your guys' mind with something. I think B to the J already knows this, but I'm going to share something with you guys because not only is my last name Blunt, but I promise you with all my heart, this is actually a government issued certificate that makes me an expert in cannabis.
Wow.
So not only is my last name Blunt, but I've earned it too.
That's, you know what, man? It's like that Seinfeld part where he goes, man, that's like an ice cream man with the last name Cone. Man, that's pretty cool. Well, there you go, man. It's your calling. You found it.
Right? One last flex. One last flex.
What's up? Oh, go ahead. Yes, show me that.
I would just like to show off my cannabis award real quick.
Did you want to thank the Academy? Let's hear what that's about.
I'd just like to thank cannabis for being so amazing and giving me the drive needed.
What is that for?
Contributions to development of cannabis when we were basically legalizing it. So it's from 2017. So
Nice.
it would be for like any contributions towards like, the CanCell and stuff, which is like our smart serve here.
Look at you.
Weed.
Hey, you know what, man? The world needs professionals in every subject. Weed is one of them. You are a professional in that category. Good for you. Good. And your name is Blunt. Somebody said Dr. Blunt. I mean, that's what it is. Dr. Blunt.
There you go.
So Fritz, I gotta tell the story real quick. Fritz from Throwaway Toys. What's up, dude? So I bought a couple pieces from him. Oh God, this dude saved my ass so bad. So I'm over by his booth, right? And I have this, you know what I'm talking about, right? Because he messaged the show and you were like, hey man, you got to check the show messages. And I looked at it and I'm just like, no fucking way. So I had my bag and I was over by his booth and I was trying to like, I don't know what I was doing. I was trying to get something out of my bag or something like that. So I end up pulling out this resin blood piece. This, I don't even want to tell you what it is because I'm going to show it probably next week. It's a Ghost Rider piece, but anyways, super sick. And it's in a nice clamshell and everything. Well, I didn't realize that the clamshell had come open enough to where the piece had fallen out. So I pulled the clamshell out and I look at it and the piece wasn't in there, but it was just barely above my backpack. So I figured, I didn't see it on the ground. And so I'm like, oh, it just fell back in my bag. So I slid the card back in there, made sure it wasn't all fucked up. You hit me up and were like, hey, check the show page. So I checked the show messages and Fritz from Throwaway Toys had sent a message on there and had a picture of the piece in his hand and was like, hey, I think you dropped this. And I'm like, no way, dude. So we met up the next day and he had it there for me. But dude, Fritz, what a hero, dude. Hero of the weekend right there. Throwaway Toys. Go check that shit out. Had some insane pieces there. I know Yo-Yo Dine scored a piece from there and was very happy about it.
Hey, speaking of Yo-Yo Dine Toys is writing a thesis right now. I believe they got their master's on toys.
Wow, I didn't know that.
A thesis on toys.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
There was some, God, he had some great pieces there, man. I bought a few of them. But yeah, he had a table with Mr. Dan, or his table was right next to Mr. Dan. But yeah, dude, he had some really cool pieces there.
Yeah, and I'm glad. What a testament, or a sign of like the type of community we're in, though, that you lost an indie toy and the dude just hit you up to get it. You know what I mean? Nobody pocketed it. Nobody scooped it. It would just literally just went right back where it was supposed to be.
Ugh, felt so stupid, dude. I can't believe I didn't see that it had fallen out, and it's in perfect condition. You know what I mean? I'm surprised I wasn't like extremely stupid and like stepped on it on the way out and just kept on walking like, but yeah, it's a dope piece. But yeah, thanks, Fritz. Holy smokes, dude. Throwaway Toys. Check that out. Very, very cool. There's a couple 5.5s that I bought from him that we'll take a look at in the next few weeks. But yeah, man, another one of those accounts where you're just like, man, you got some dope stuff there, dude. He had some mega pieces, dude. There was some pieces there that, like, I don't know where I would be able to put them if I had them on display. I definitely don't have a cabinet that would store them. But they're crazy good pieces, man. Check them out. Plasticity, yeah. So stupid me, I didn't pick up a copy of that. I need to get that. Do you have that?
I do not. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's either a book or a magazine, right? From Yo-Yo Dine.
I guess I should get on that, shouldn't I?
Yeah, it was on his table, dude, and I don't know why I didn't buy one. That was very dumb of me because it was right in front of my face.
These things happen.
I don't know how NC said glad I remembered who it belonged to. I don't know how he remembered that. But God.
Well, okay, let's be real for a second. You're a legend. Like, probably the first 2 years, none of us knew what the fuck you looked like, but everyone knows who the hell B to the J is. And now we know what you look like.
Yeah, that's true. I'm no legend, that's for sure. I just buy a lot of stuff.
No, you see it that way. We all see it as like you celebrate these people, you build up the morale, you help join community, you help make people feel like they're valued and worth something, you know? You do a
You know
lot
what,
more,
man?
man. Cut yourself some slack.
Thank you for saying that. And that is kind of the conversation that I've had with a lot of people. A lot of people thank you for doing the show. Just had this conversation with New Transylvania right before we came on the show. But dude, it is, it's absolutely cool what we do, man. But and I think you probably feel the same way, that it's like it feels like a privilege, right, to be able to buy pieces like this and then to be able to talk about people and kind of promote their stuff just because it's dope stuff, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no fucking advertisers like paying us to say this shit, or like no one's sending us like free pieces or anything like that.
No, see, and bam,
Review my shit.
that's even why we can't. Like, that's why it makes so hard when somebody's like, I want to send you free shit. And it's like, but we can't. Because the reality is if you send us free shit, we only ever want it to be the most authentic engagement with your work. And like the problem is, if you send it to us for free, we're not necessarily going to be completely authentic, right?
Yeah, dude, exactly, man. And it's so it's fun, and it feels like a bit of a privilege to be able to come on every week and do this and talk about it, and push whatever people's product that we can. Speaking of that, there is something that I am going to read from Eddie from Resin Blood. So we did talk about that last week, right? Where he was asking for people to do pieces for a show, if you remember that, right? So he says this: I watched that clip that you guys did at the show this weekend. Appreciate you bringing up all the art show at ZoloCon. It's an art show / contest with $100 prize. We'll be showing the pieces at the show, and then I'm going to show them in my store. I don't know if you want to bring that up again. Yes, I am. And could you say DM Resin Blood for the addresses or whatever? It's the last week of February is the show, but thank you. So if you're interested in getting in on ZoloCon, having your stuff at ZoloCon, get a hold of Eddie at Resin Blood, DM him directly, and he will get you taken care of.
Fuck yeah, man.
That's that.
That's how she goes in this little small world we live in.
Carolina Cool Cat, dude, this kid's table.
Yo, you know what though? I am. Okay, we got off that call. For all of those of you at home, we got off that call. I ended up hitting up P to the J to let him know, like, this is what's dropping. Like, he's going to be making this Plague Doctor. And we discussed that piece a bit. So, of course, we were horny to see what the hell it would look like. And, of course, it looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, dude, for reals. And there was some one-offs that he had there, too, that were super sick. And, man, I got some sicky pieces from him. What a great booth that one, dude. He was up against that other wall with Kier's Customs, which is also a very cool booth. And he does those Battle Beast style figures. And there's some carded ones, and there's some other stuff that he's actually going back to. God, I can't remember what the other one was called. Slylock or Schlock or something like that. But it was another cool one. Oh, nice. Calico Chris says he's going to try to get up to ZoloCon. It's right up the road from his tattoo.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, if you ever are up in that area and you're looking for some tattoo work, man, hit up Calico Chris. Follow that account. Check that out. There's some cool work going on there.
There you go. Yo, even that's something that's cool that's been happening in this scene. The fact that Porpoise has a piece by Resin Blood, and now I saw that One Trick has now a piece from Resin Blood. I love that, man. I like seeing that.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying, dude. It's very cool to see what other people bought. Like, I'm seeing posts of people who either traded or bought. And I think that's always something that's super interesting, right? Like people that I really like to collect, or I'm looking at their pieces, I'm like, holy shit, that's dope, dude. Like, who are they collecting and why are they collecting it? You know what I mean? Is it the
Yep.
the piece? What's the story behind why you like that, man? I think that's another aspect of it that's super interesting. Folklore, yes. If I talk to Resin Blood, will you ask him to check his DMs? I am hitting him up right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Done.
Oh, there you go. I'm loading up some names into our lovely Wonder Wheel here, just in case, because I hate being behind the ball when all of a sudden it sneaks up on us. But also, I wanted to ask you, we're about half an hour into the show. Any news you've got before we post our salsa of pockets into the chat?
No news really, except for I don't know if you wanted to talk about shows or anything. I mean, geez, I seen you and I were talking right before the show. We saw an announcement that we should probably talk about that. We'll explain next week's show and we'll explain our schedule, right? We put a art creep at the end of the month, which I think if you've put 2 and 2 together now, you'll figure that that's going to be the day that we cover the Apocalyptico 2 show. Might be my most favorite show of the year. Besides Scraps, I think that would be the other one for me, but Apocalyptico 2, I know, right? I'm very, very, very excited about this. We got Lab 9 and Kajiki coming on next week to talk about that. And then we're going to cover the show hardcore on Thursday, the 23rd. So Northwest Atheist, the NWA. What's up, dude? That was the only news I really had, and I don't know if that's news that's probably would have been under the show category of talking about shows, but the only other show that I really know of is that Clutter show. I think it's some sort of glow show. I'm pretty sure.
Let's see. Like I said, I went light on the news this week, so I didn't even catch the Clutter one. The only news I had about the Clutter one is an individual by the name of, you guys might know Zymot Co. They were talking to me about a Clutter magazine show coming up. So that's about all
I've heard of them. I think I've heard of them once or twice.
Let's pull this up here. Let's take a little look. So if anybody's familiar with Clutter magazine, and you know what, actually, I've pumped this a couple of times because I know for a fact I've got 2 pieces in my collection. There was a while I didn't want to tell anybody that there was actually 5 sitting in the Clutter magazine online store, because this artist doesn't have any in their own shop. And I know for a fact there's a lot of people that actually have looked at mine and gone, damn, I really wanted those, but I couldn't see them because they don't have any in their shop. So Clutter magazine has a fantastic shop with some amazing pieces that unfortunately have kind of gotten buried under the test of time. If you go in there and you actually like do some sifting and you type in some artists that you want, you might find some insane goodies. Just gonna put that out there. Sorry, homie, didn't mean to.
No, all good. Crashman27 said, did you guys do a live walkthrough of some of the required? Yes, we did.
It was hefty.
It was on our page, yeah?
It's on our page. Yeah, it's chilling on our page there. It's the second last episode. It was about an hour long. We ended up jumping into that on, what was that, Saturday? Sunday? I don't know times anymore. Saturday, I believe. We did a spur of the moment one.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Zymot was on there live tonight. How the?
Oh fuck, I missed that.
I'm sorry, man. I hope. Well, now I gotta go.
Oh yes, Wendigo. He is correct. Action Figures is the show that I'm talking about. You are absolutely.
Oh fuck me.
Which
fuck
is
me.
Yeah. Jazzwiz says he's bought some cool stuff from the Clutter shop. Yes, likewise.
So I got
Kentucky, bro. Kentucky's the next stop for sure. Like for me. Oh, yes. Who was that?
Creature Feature.
Yes. Damn it. Those are good. Those are real good.
There might be like 5 of them chilling somewhere that we were just talking about.
Okay. Noted. Those are very cool. God, we looked at those, didn't we? A while back. Because I know we've seen them before somewhere.
They haven't had those in their shop for almost a year now. Toys on Tap, what's going on, man? We were actually chatting about you a little bit earlier on in the evening. We're excited to see the Shed Quarters creations.
Yeah. Yeah. Abe, what is going on, man? Yeah, we were talking about Shed Quarters Creations. I saw that announcement that he's going to be doing an interview, so look for that in the coming weeks. Or Abe, if you want to tell us when that is, go ahead and let us know when that is. Man,
you want to pull the dentist in here? The shroom dentist?
The dentist. Yeah, dude. So I am very, very curious to talk about this. I know he's got the other stuff going on, dude, but these backgrounds, I've been seeing some more posts about these. And I want to talk about these.
Well, and I feel like an idiot now because I've got the magnet with the bricks on the fridge, and I'm now realizing I think it might be a mold and cast of one of his handmade brick walls that he hand makes. And Toys on Tap says it will be released on Monday, so that's going to be Monday.
Nice.
On the 13th of February. Set your alarms. Remind your children. Remind your wives to remind you.
Yeah, Marbs, that is fire. That background is super sick. It is. You know what, dude? So I just want to try something. Can we try something real quick? I just want to switch over to that other camera.
I love it when you try new things.
I hooked up the light box again, and so I'm going to switch over there real quick. I'm tired of my shit being like out of focus. So we're just gonna like try this real quick and just see what it looks like. And hopefully it doesn't look like shit. All right, so let's just see here. Might have to adjust it real quick. Bam, right? So that's better. That's better than me trying to hold it with like a shadow all over it. You know what? Actually, I think if I turn this down.
It looks great. It really does look much nicer. It's not coming out of focus. It looks sharp, man. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Not fucking around with that.
All right, I'm gonna pull Sir Salsa of Pockets in. He's on his way in here now. I keep on doing that stupid thing. I'm really sorry, everybody. For all we know, and you know, oh fuck.
Another one. Yes.
I don't know why I don't expect it at this point.
Look at the name, Sir Salsa of Pockets. That is good. Very good. Pocket Salsa, what is up, my man?
What's up?
So as always, I like to ask, have you been wearing that for the whole like half hour, 45 minutes, or did you just slap it on?
I just slapped it on.
Oh, yo. Damn, some faces.
Yeah, man.
The quote unquote job enders. But we all know that's not the day and age we live in anymore.
I actually have no idea what you're talking about.
There, I'm so sorry. Over here in small towns, the moment you get anything on your face or hands, we call them job enders. But that's for sarcastic assholes.
Job enders.
I know what you're talking. I was just messing around. I know exactly what you're talking about. That was kind of the point when I got those. It was like, I really don't want one of those jobs, so let me just guarantee that I never get weak and take one.
There you go. I see a Baltimore Orioles hat, dude. Are you in Maryland?
I am in Maryland, about an hour away from Baltimore, but nice. I'm a Red Sox fan.
You're a Red Sox fan?
Huge Red Sox fan.
Wow. Okay. Cool. God, I haven't seen anybody rocking Orioles hat in a long time, man.
Just have the best logo in baseball, like the black and orange. Too good.
Yeah, their old school logo too, man, with the old school bird on it is sick too.
I love it.
Yeah, bootleg Toyco. He's not naked. Yeah, feeling a little bit cheated right now, to be honest with you. I thought we were promised something. I don't see it. So
First thing you know about me is I'm a liar.
okay.
I'm not getting. Look at this.
Oh man.
Be in the negatives for the next 2 months.
Oh man, that is good. Um, dude, so God, let's just jump right in, man. So there's basically, I think when we first got you on the show, right? I think the only thing that I had really seen is the mushroom and the teeth, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden you drop this thing, right? And then that's kind of been what I've been seeing recently, which is insane. So dude, where do we start? Let's start with the teeth first, dude.
The teeth.
Yeah.
What specifically? Like how?
Okay, so it's very bizarre, right? Teeth on a mushroom. Like I was not expecting that. You see that and you're just like, holy shit, is that a one-off? And then you see more and more and more. And it's like, damn, that's actually really sick. I mean, I don't want to just say why. I think it's kind of disrespectful to ask why teeth in a mushroom. But why teeth in a mushroom?
I'll put teeth on anything. It's not exclusive to mushrooms. But I just really like teeth. Like even when I was younger and I first started drawing, I found drawing teeth to be like I was terrible at drawing a face, but I could draw teeth. And then eventually I got better at faces. And then I was like, well, what if I just did a face full of teeth? And that looked cool. And then I've just been drawn to teeth ever since. Like I'll buy toys that have teeth in them. I know there was someone I just recently sold a mushroom to who also collects teeth. And I've been hit up by like tons of people who are like, I really like teeth. And I'm like, okay, like I know why I like teeth. It's because like they look neat, but some of you, like a very few amount of you, seem to like teeth for a whole different reason. And I'm not comfortable with that.
I'll be honest, man.
Just letting you know.
What's that?
I don't know when. I love the teeth thing, man. Like I think Trash Joy Studios was the first one that we even saw do. He had come across some dentures that were been like run over in the road, and like rammed those into something, and then like actually started like removing once that like those casts were toast. Then like used the dentures in another piece, right? So like we started seeing the dentures repeat themselves in other pieces. And otherwise, we hadn't seen teeth. So admittedly, the moment your shit came out with the teeth, it was like, wait a minute, mushrooms and teeth? Because let's be real, like
that's also kind of how I do it. Also, like I bought a while back some fake teeth and decided to make molds of them. And so I just started pouring molds of teeth and using them. And then whenever I needed more, pouring more. But now what I do is I use the same set of teeth in every single sculpt. So as soon as I finish sculpting something and putting the teeth in it and I make a mold, I pull the teeth right out of it. So that original sculpt is done. So as soon as the molds are done, that's done. It won't ever be made again. Unless I can sculpt it like perfectly the way it was. And I don't know, but that keeps me from getting like bored with it. And doing the same thing over and over. I think I have like 3 more of these. And then after that, I don't know what to do with it.
May I bug you to hold one of those up again? Because I don't think people understand how fucking big those are, man.
Yeah, they're pretty big. This one's actually for a dude that bootleg Toyco and I both know. Ultra Blue Kaiju. It's a cool dude. He promotes toys like crazy.
Yeah, he's another collector in the scene that's been photographing and posting some toys. Man, he's got some killer pieces in that collection.
Yeah, like he just went into the hospital. He had like a diabetic and I was like, it's a fucking blower, man. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna send you this toy now, because like he's been like saving up to buy it from me, and I was like, dude, just take care of yourself, and here's a toy. Like he loves toys so much. I think that he might have had a diabetic seizure because he was saving money for toys instead of doing.
You know, it you might not be wrong, man. Like, unfortunately, the wins people can acquire from these absolutely can, like that dopamine and that serotonin when you need it.
Like, I don't want anyone to go through that. Like, for a toy. So if that's what, I don't know if that's what he's doing, but if that's what he's doing, here, just have the toy. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I did see that recently that he was in the hospital for some diabetes complications or something like that. So was the teeth in the mushroom, was that the first thing that you really did on Instagram, as far as like, hey, I'm making stuff now, this is the first thing?
So I've been on Instagram as other things before. But I never really put anything out there. Like, I was just not really interested in having anyone else either A, critique my work, or B, selling anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've been making stuff and doing things similar to this since, I don't know, sophomore year in high school, so 99, 98. Like, so, but it's always been different stuff. Wasn't with resin back then. Back then, me and a buddy of mine would like kit bash Barbies together and like make them these weird amalgamous nuts things. And I would try and put teeth in those, but like, you're in high school, you don't have access to the funds needed to make teeth.
Right.
But we would use things like, I don't know, find a raccoon skeleton in the woods. Those teeth are going into something. Back in the day. But so no, mushrooms weren't the first thing I did. The first thing I did with teeth, like recently, like when I picked it back up again, was one of these tongue scrapers. It's like a little flat tongue with an eyeball and some teeth all around. And this one's got a little primer on it. It's not anywhere near done. But Drew,
dude, that's wild.
Plagued Earth production, Drew, his girlfriend snagged that off my web store when I had one of those. That's how pretty much how I got introduced to him, was through that purchase from his girlfriend. Congratulations to him, by the way, for having an adorable baby.
Yes, well said, man. Congrats, Drew. Good Lord, man. What a crazy time. But yeah, congrats. I know that they were it looks like everything went well, man. I think the baby's maybe a month or so old now, but anyways, congrats, Drew. Congrats, Drew and family, I should say.
Yeah.
Drew, you didn't really do shit. So
He poured the cast. Come on.
yeah, he poured the cast. You're right. It's his resin.
His resin.
Yeah. So, man, so growing up, I mean, you said that, in high school you were just kind of kid bashing Barbies and stuff around, but going back even further, I mean, what kind of stuff were you jamming to, when you were growing up? Was it toys?
Yeah. I was kind of a huge fan of Ninja Turtles, but then I'd say my main shit, and none of my other friends were into it, was Silverhawks.
Oh,
nobody I knew had Silverhawks toys, but also, like, I was in a military family. My dad, we were stationed in Hamburg, Germany for a bit, and other places. So I had toys growing up that other kids in the States didn't have. Like, I had knockoff GI Joes from like Poland or some shit. Like those were the ones that I played with. I didn't get to play with like regular GI Joes at first. And I wish I still had them, because apparently they're worth a ton of money. But then Ultraman also, like, Ultraman was something that was on base. When I would go visit my dad on base, Ultraman was on televisions there. They had an arcade room. Like, I don't know. First, when I was a kid, I thought like being in the military was all cartoons and arcades because that's all I ever got to see on base. I was like, so they have an army base for arcades? Sign me up. Good. But yeah, no, and I think some of the teeth stuff comes from that place too. My dad's like direct superior, the few times I've been in his office, had an office deck that had like 8 or 9 human skulls on it.
Oh wow.
So, row of teeth that were eye level, and I'll never forget that. Like that's my most prominent memory from that age. So that shit was
yeah. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Seeing, I know a couple people that have human skulls, and the teeth are always there. Man, there was a show out for a while that was some oddity show. There was some shop, and there was a guy on there who was really into like, old teeth, fake eyes, stuff like that. It's just kind of bizarre stuff, but very cool, man. And then when you start putting it into other forms like that, it is that piece that you're talking about, Crumbs, that trash joy piece, dude. I think we both have one of those, right? Those are so fucking rad, dude. Those came out of Cronin Builder's show, yeah? I think they were.
I think you're right.
But anyways, I think they were dentures or some sort of teeth in there. But those are sick.
I love that you've actually molded and casted yours, to be honest with you, man. Like the fact that you're reusing them actually creates like a really cool, like I don't want to say synergy. It links the pieces almost in a weird way.
Technically they're all the same. Like it's the same teeth in every piece. And also that like eventually that mold's gonna go. Like it's just not gonna be, and so I won't be able to make that ever again. Like at least not exactly the same. So there's that, which is when I think about it, like maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should cast more teeth. But I don't know. These I have the original for and the original sculpt somewhere around here, so I can always remake.
But I think even that's kind of cool. It'll be like a version 2.0, and admittedly, like from a collector standpoint, it almost does kind of make it neat to have both. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's people out there who are completionists who will want to make sure they get the newest version too.
Man, I give away more than I sell. I got to be honest with you. Like people are like, oh,
for now,
this, and I'm like, yes, I will absolutely trade this for that because let's be honest, your work is way cooler than mine. So, yeah, if I can trade ever, I'm happy to trade. And then I do have a few original sculpts that I may never cast, like this little mushroom. I don't know if you can see him at all.
Oh, that's cool.
That's dope as shit.
You don't want to cast that?
I may never, because the paint that I used on it doesn't do well with silicone. So
gotcha.
Won't cure pressed up against it. I tried it a couple times. So I mean, I can make another one, but I really just like that one.
You're gonna have to 3D scan it, render it into a computer, print out a hard copy.
Yeah, right.
Definitely want to 3D sculpt some stuff. Me and Bootleg were actually working on something together, and then like some shit happened and he had to start all over from the beginning. So I actually haven't talked to him about where that's going right now. But I'm sure he'll say something about it. But Crumbs, you mentioned the walls, and that the one wall you think might be a cast of a build, and you are correct. That's exactly how I made that magnet.
Yo, good for you. Those are insane though, man. The work that you're putting into those wall portions are fucking insane, dude.
I think I might transfer over and do that for a while, like, because honestly, they're fun and they're quick. They're easy to paint. And people, I've been hit up by a few people that want a few for like their smaller figures. So, hell yeah, why not?
Are you looking at some on your desk right now?
Yeah, the original, and then the resin, and that one's
Yes. Dude, you're right, man. Like shit, dude. When I opened that in the box, I was like, oh my God, dude, that is such a great idea. Like, so I want to talk to you about that octopus on the back. I think I'm sure you probably hand sculpted that thing. That is so freaking sick. But you're right, dude. Just like for the display, I mean, and the other thing that's cool about this, like, this isn't some like big, huge display that I have to clear a bunch of space for, man. This is a nice size, you know, and you put a
What's
couple.
the bottom?
oh, it's all just
Oh yeah.
it's just like, I mean, I literally built that just to see what I could do with it, to see if it was something fun to do. And they're fun. They're time consuming, but the alien, like I made the mistake of building it and then affixing the alien to it before I painted it.
Yeah.
So look down at certain angles. There's no paint.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude. But you know what? You got to put it at a really, I can see what you're talking about, and you can barely see it. I'm like, you really got to look hard. But dude, the paint on there is like phenomenal. Dude, you didn't.
Not only that, the differences between like, I love how the one is fucking glossy as shit and the other one just looks nice and matte. And then the fact that you actually affixed it first and then did all those, that just makes it even like, that's some bump into the lamp, homie.
It was a pain in the ass to paint though. Like even the like, I don't like, if you can paint something before you affix it to something else, do it, because that sucked. Like
I can imagine, man. It's I mean, with the way the tentacles kind of wrap around and stuff, holy smokes. But dude, you're right. I mean, for small figures, God, dude, I'm looking at any of these, 100 in front of me right now. Any one of these would look dope. I think I'm going to put some Barrio Boba little space photos on there, take some pictures of that, but that'll be sick, dude. I mean,
I hit him up because Fletch was telling me, and you guys had mentioned that like the space photos would look cool in front of him.
yes.
So he said we talk more after assembly required. We haven't talked yet, but like he's busy. So
yeah, dude, actually, yeah.
Hit him up again. So
yeah, I'm definitely going to I'm going to probably post some pictures within the next couple of days of some of those on there. But he had newer figures, the larger ones, and those would look great in here too. Any of these smaller figures, dude, what a great little freaking setup. So these ones on here, so these are like individually made clay bricks, right? Like that's obviously not a resin cast.
they are, but I don't make those. So like I buy those from somebody who makes them, but they are brick. Like I don't have the patience to mix that and make them. No, that's not it. I'll put them together. Happy to put them together. Happy to make molds of them and build the creature. But like bricks don't seem like fun.
Yeah, no kidding, dude. I mean, I don't know how many are on that wall, but it's a lot.
Yeah, I have a brick guy.
I'll be honest, I'm excited now to think of the idea that like you can just do so much with that, man. Like the moment you start just making these random panels of brick walls, you'll be able to like you can just do so much with them. It's fucking dope.
I could probably look into like making them so that they can be fit together. You build a room if you wanted to or something like that. But I've already seen a couple guys doing things like that, and they're really good. Like I'm good with at the moment with these small displays because like it's a niche that I can fit into. Some of those other guys are making like straight up street scenes with like mold and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I can't compete with that, or at least I'm not willing to go that far. Like my ADHD is not going to let me do that. So no. But these small ones, especially the small resin ones, the fact that I can do like a marbled pattern, or if I keep it translucent, maybe put like some graffiti on the inside or something like that. That could be fun. But as far as like realism goes, someone else has already got that down pat. If you want that, it's out there. So
yeah.
Yeah, but you've got like this cool Gravity Falls meets Futurama type vibe happening in yours.
that's awesome. Hell yeah. Thank you.
Dude, yes. Nicely said, Crumbs. Holy smokes, dude. Think about that for a minute. That's correct. I'd agree with that. And you know what, man? And it's like, I don't even think, just like you said you're not willing to really go that far. And I think that's great, dude, because you have like a smaller, I don't want to say travel size is probably not the right way to say it, but like, like I said before, man, like I don't need to clear a whole bunch of space to display this, like a really dope display. And if you have multiples of these, instead of putting the whole city scene, I've seen those city scenes, man, those things are fucking nuts.
Yeah,
People
they
put,
require a whole desktop to themselves. It's nuts. Like,
yeah, and like, how are you really going to display all that stuff, man? Like, how many different? Think of how many different scenes that you could have just kind of lined up next to each other or around your display room.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't help but picture like if you did floors like the old school TMNT sewer based shit, dude. And that way, when you're looking at your toys, you can actually like pretend that like these dudes are up here, fucking like watching some TV, but these dudes are up here, like fucking wrestling. I don't know.
I definitely. I talked to Fletch about, he like video chatted me while I was like laying in bed one day, and talked to Fletch about that too. Like I could do like the bottom wall, this sidewalk, and then like a little lip, and just have it be another sidewalk and wall, but like maybe
A loft.
like put it on a wall or something. Maybe make it a wall hanging piece so that you don't need to take up any more space on your desk.
Oh,
Uh,
Man,
But
I'm hard.
yes,
kind of similar thing. Like Slug Toys was getting these like wooden frames and then using the brick like a sticker pattern that he
yes,
put. And the one that he did that looks like it's basically outside the cantina in Star Wars. That I really like. That shit was cool. Did one with like a grill or some shit. I thought that was funny. But those
So,
are
yeah.
good.
I'm gonna go with a weird one here too. Like, where the heck are all these animal ones coming from all of a sudden then too? Because you've got these jazzy looking owls and the freaking beautiful looking deer bunnies almost.
Yeah, the bunnies. Yeah, this is the only good one. All the other ones have
Where are the teeth?
no teeth, man. This is just a bunny rabbit. Yeah. No, I like him,
Cute.
but only one I could get to come out with not a single bubble in it, because I don't know if you guys know this, but I don't use a pressure pot like at all.
Okay.
Can you hold up that little bunny again, please, for a moment then? Because that guy looked pretty fucking clean, man.
Yeah, no bubbles.
That's like a maple candy.
Wow.
Super lucky. I guess it was just good weather conditions outside, plus the heat in the hot room I use. Everything just rose to the surface of that. It was perfect. Gave it a couple flicks on the side of the mold, and the bubbles just came up. It was nice. Yeah. I did have two more. One of them I gave to a friend of mine as a birthday present, and the other one went out in the mail today to Mr. Johnny Marbles.
Nice. Very nice.
So I'm sorry, man. Like, where do those come in? Because as an outside perspective, they seem very left field from what you normally make.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just thought I'd jump in on the Year of the Rabbit train for the heck of it. I was like, well, I mean, I could,
That's cool.
but I mean, fuck it. I'll just make them regular rabbits. People seem to like regular stuff too. I can't just do weird all the time. Like, why not? But the owls
Yeah.
are my grandmother collected figurine owls, and that's one of hers that I got after she passed away. So that's why I titled it Grandmother's Owl. So it's just a one-to-one copy. There's nothing, I didn't do anything to it. It's just a one-to-one copy of my grandmother's owl that she kept by her like bed on her nightstand all the time. And I was like, it's my favorite thing. So I made those originally I was gonna make like 10 or 12 of them, give them out to like cousins and my mom and other family members. And I was like, well, I could also make a bunch of them and give them to people that don't know who she is. That'll be fun. So
Yeah.
pieces of my grandma get to go all over the country.
Yeah, there you go. That is
So-
very, man. I like those.
What's really comical to me is already once tonight we've compared some of your work a little bit to a friend of ours, Trash Toy Studios. He also has a saying that's called, he goes, rest in power. And he feels that any toy piece or any kind of piece that can actually help with the resting in power is like all good with him. So it's kind of comical to me that you've also gotten that kind of idea of passing that out into the universe, that like juju through that piece type deal.
Yeah, I do. Anytime someone makes something like that, or like feels the need to make something after a like loss or something like that, even if it's not good, like that's a subjective thing, like whatever. But like I'll see people say that like, oh, this isn't all that good. Whatever. That piece is worth more than most of the other stuff they made that is good. Like, because there is more behind it to me anyway. So like that owl, even though I didn't do anything to it, didn't add anything to it, like it's probably the favorite thing I make. Like that being said, as far as weird owls go, I do have this that I'm working on, which is the vajowl. So I don't know if you're allowed to show that. I should have prefaced that. So we'll just do
Hey,
this.
no, go right ahead.
So vagina-eyed owl, and there will be teeth eventually around that. It's just
Okay.
an old Jack piggy bank. So that'll be
That-
fun.
Oh, so I'm sorry. Say that again. That was an old piggy bank. Is that what that was?
Old Jack bank from like the 60s or something that I found at some antique store, and I was like, well, put teeth in a vagina in it, and it's good. Make a copy of it, hang it on the wall.
Yeah, that would have been my first thought. Absolutely. To do that up, but you know what, man? Just going back real quick to what you were saying about that owl for your grandma, dude. That is number one. That's a great story, man, and that is Crumbs. You and I have talked about this before, and I think we've talked about it on the show multiple times. Like, who gives a shit if it's good, right? That's not the point of that thing being good. Like no bubbles, flash on it, whatever it is. That is totally not the point of that piece, dude. And I think, dude, that's a great piece, dude. I'm gonna have to get one of those from you just because number one, that is dope, but number two, that you said that about that piece, dude. I mean, that's a great example of, like you said, dude, that's your most favorite piece that you've made, and to somebody else, unless they knew that or knew that story, it may not mean anything to them at all. Anyway,
It's got
dude,
a hefty
that
toy
was great.
soul, dog.
What's that?
A hefty toy soul.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
that-
for sure.
Crazy thing is like I don't really care like about like 3.75 or 5.5 or like I really just like making sculptures. So like I just like them to be toy sized. Because like I don't do articulation, and most of the stuff I buy, I very rarely buy like a 3.75 or a 5.5. Like I like there's a couple artists I really like that make things toy sized, but they're more sculptors. And like if it's like I don't know how to explain it. Like G.I. Joe is cool when I was a kid, but it holds like literally no significance to me as an adult. Like I don't see a G.I. Joe and go, man, that was a great time. With even though I love Ninja Turtles, like I don't get that feeling. But what I do get is like and I wish I could pull it up right now, but I can't because I can't remember how to spell it. There's an artist in Baltimore that does stuff kind of like what I'm doing. And like I connect so much more to that because like it's all based on their personal loss or personal joy. Like there's a story attached to everything. Like I just bought that Titty Beans Escape from LA. Like and I could care less that it's a 3.75 articulated action figure. It's just like when I think of Escape from LA, think of all the crazy shit me and my best friend used to do when we were kids. Like, so very rarely does a toy do that for me, but sculptures do all the time. So like, and so Fubi does it for me occasionally, but not really. But then I saw shit like Plague Earth's it's like the empath. It looks like a square-headed pug, and like the pug face just reminded me of my old dog, like immediately. And I was like, oh shit, I need to have that, because like if I can connect something to it in my head emotionally, I'll buy it. It just so happens that 3.75s and 5.5s that look like the toys I had when I was a kid rarely do it for me. So like, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I kind of got lost on the tangent.
One
Not me.
you brought up something good in my opinion, because admittedly, in this scene in general, we're always almost fishing for the proper language to describe what's going on, and at the same time, there's all these people that are kind of doing different things that all kind of feel like they belong here, but not everybody feels that they actually dig toys, right? And what's funny is, like, you're talking about sculptures, like this one's on my desk almost all the time. This is like a little like trophy award for music. This isn't a toy really, but
Yeah, no.
I almost consider everything a toy, to the point that when I go to somebody's house and their mom's putting up Christmas decorations, my brain's like, lol, mom toys. You know what I mean? Like,
Same thing, yeah.
and so I would even actually say that sometimes I'm talking to the homies and I'll be like, when I'm trying to describe what I collect, I'll be like, I collect paperweight toys. Because in my brain, it's like, I'm not playing with this. It's almost a paperweight, but I fucking love it. I'm looking at the colors. And even the way that we play has become completely different, because like you even said it, I'm not really pulling this thing out and like, oh, I'm gonna get you Batman on my desk or something. But play almost becomes standing there and staring at your wall, like checking out all the cuts and all the different designs, or like thinking of where the artist was coming from. Or even sometimes it's funny, like you might look at a piece like 50 times and all of a sudden one day you're like, oh shit, that looks just like this thing from my childhood. That's why I dig that shit.
Yep. So like, I'm pretty selective when it comes to the things I'll actually buy, because of that at this point. I went to Thailand, and what got me back into, after years, because I just started collecting again after years of not caring about toys anymore, or collecting anything. I saw this, and it made me laugh so hard, and like I don't know why. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I guess I'm gonna pick that up. And I ended up picking up like 30 more different weird things while I was there, and then I decided like I'm gonna keep doing this, but I'm not gonna buy anything I can get at Target or like Walmart. I'm just gonna buy stuff from people that make things that I connect with on some level. And now that's like, that's a pretty big name guy that made that. So like, whatever. It's cool, but like I really wanted to buy stuff from smaller makers. So the first two people I bought something small from were Monster Vat Toys, which was this.
Yes.
One of my boys.
This thing is always like front and center, and every, like, no matter how I rearrange my wall, like front and center, because it really is the first like indie thing I got back into. And then I think he helped make this also.
Dark Side Scorpion.
So those were the first two I got, and started talking to them, and like more stuff led to more stuff. And then eventually this guy, Mac over at Elixir Toys, hit me up to do a collaboration where I make like a little play set. So I made this, like, I don't have one. He's probably got them, but the like a little like altar with runes and like a skull inside a bowl. It was fun to do it, and I just haven't looked back since then. Like,
that is a crazy great first person to have as like your like first collaboration, kind of like in this scene, man. Like
because I don't care about I don't care if it's Sofubi or vinyl or resin, or whether it's 3D sculpted, or whether you made it with your toes. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, toys are toys, sculpture, and I'm into it no matter.
Art is art.
But like art is art. So like, but I did find it interesting that someone that does sofubi reached out to me because I have no clue what that process entails. Like, it was interesting to me that I was using resin for a sofubi figure, and that was fun to do. A lot of fun. So like, I'm always interested in collabing with someone. Like, if you want to collab, hit me up. I'll do anything.
Question for you.
Careful, there's some dirtbags in this scene. You don't want to offer anything.
So I do have some dirtbag stories because way before I ended up as pocket salsa, I was looking at stuff and I was interested in making stuff, and like I had hit up someone who shall remain unnamed at the moment, and they were kind of a dickbag about it, and now they're kind of not in the scene. But his response to me was, if you need to ask, you don't need to know, because I was asking him about getting clean casts and like what resin I should use and this, that, and the other, and he was like kind of a prick about it. I was like, all right, cool. And like, I have some of his stuff now, and I think
Any nearby?
What's that?
Any nearby?
Yeah, but I mean, it'll make some people mad. So, or like, it might put someone else on the spot that I don't like, that doesn't need to be on the spot. So
I feel it. I feel it.
if it just affected me, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Like,
see, I like to just find that spot and just, but I have to respect.
Because that was my initial introduction, like years ago, not even years ago, like a couple of years ago, maybe. So like the scene, I was like, and it immediately put me off of it. So like 2 years later, I was like, all right, let me try this again and ask someone else. So, and then I was like,
I'm glad you asked.
DM, I would have been off races 2 years ago.
I'm really glad that you ended up asking somebody else eventually. It sucks that it took a little more time, but I am really glad that you asked somebody else and that they were willing to actually like show you some love. And I'm fucking stoked, like this weird fucking synergistic ecosystem we're in, that, you know, Plagued Earth's girlfriend buys a piece from you, and meanwhile Plagued Earth is into resin and vinyl, and all of a sudden like he's kind of like telling you like, get your fucking foot in this shit, dude. And then you're making shit, then you're collabing with Elixir, and
that invite to Heavy Metal Hanukkah was huge. Like, I don't think, honestly, I don't know how to thank Drew enough for that. That was super fucking cool. And like now like, where like it takes a lot for me to get buy a toy sometimes. Like, I'll just buy whatever Drew puts out, because like there's a connection there, there's a dialogue and a friendship. Like, so like everything I see that he puts out now, I'm like, Drew's a cool dude, I'm definitely gonna pick.
Man, and you know what, like it just kind of works that way. It's, you don't pity buy, it actually just is that the pieces are elevated beyond what they might have been if you hadn't met the person.
Yeah, it's now like everything I look at, like, and now that I've heard him speak and like the way he talks and the way he feels about certain things, like I can see like motivation in certain things, like why he made this, he made it, like what some weird thing he made might actually be a reference to in my head anyway. Like, so that shit's cool, and those are the things I'll really connect with. And also Resin Blood, like him like being so open to invite me into that basement workshop, even though he'd never met me. That was fucking cool. Saw a bunch of stuff down there that I was like, why is this not up in your shop? Like, in my head. But then I see him like working on stuff, and he's like working on 3,000 things at once, and like it's just nuts. So that was cool. So anytime he puts something out, like I check it out immediately. I don't always pick stuff up because, like, you know, I'm not rich. But
no, we're
like,
all human beings on planet Earth, dog.
one thing he sent me that I really was stoked about was the speed figure. But he came in the mail with this leg busted off because our mail carriers suck here. Like, hard. They're really bad in Hagerstown. Like, I've had more broken things come to me than together. So like, if someone sends me something, please package that thing as well as you can. my mail carrier will kick it down the sidewalk before it gets to my house.
Yeah, no sending things in cereal boxes.
Oh my jeez Louise. Dude, so where does the name pocket salsa come from? What does that mean?
So I can tell you the real story. I can tell you the pretend story. Which one do you want to?
Whichever one you want out there.
All right. I'll just tell you the real story. I was over at a friend's house and a little bit tipsy. And I don't know, chips are great. And I was eating chips, but I really wanted some salsa. But I didn't want to be affixed to one area of the house with a plate and salsa. Like, why? I was drunk enough to be irritated by that. So I thought, like, what if you just lined your pocket with saran wrap and poured the salsa in your pocket and then kept your chips in like your little front pocket up here? Or if you could line the front pocket up here with salsa, then you could dip your chips and then eat them and just go. You'd be free. So pocket salsa. That's how that came about. The fake story is that I actually did it.
Not too far off. Like maybe 2 or 3 beers off.
Less than that at that point.
Oh man, I was hoping that would be the story, that there would actually be salsa in a pocket.
Yeah.
That's genius. Colin, what's up, man? I saw Colin jump in the room. What's going on, man?
So I'm not gonna lie, sir. Pocket salsa, we've had you in at this point about an hour, man. Is there anything that we can get from you before I kick you out of here?
Yeah, man, I was gonna give this away with the heavy metal Hanukkah giveaway, but I don't think the giveaway ever came about. So, I mean, let's just give it away now. Crazy wall.
That is fucking nuts.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
got a little
Okay,
brain
man.
right here.
Yeah, and you know what, dude? Also, I did make sure that Peter did get that parcel, but he has not been home. So unfortunately, he had a loss in the family, so he's dealing with that now. It was just a really fast situation of some sickness to then loss really quickly. So I don't know when he'll have a chance, but at the same time, that means that like we've got some pocket salsa unboxing coming up sometime soon as well.
I mean, family stuff first. Like, if I'm in no rush to have him reveal anything or whatever, like, let him do his thing, like, for sure.
Oh no, I'm gonna bug him. We need to see those fucking toys.
I did also want to show this off because it came today and I was super fucking stoked about it.
Nice. Nice, dude. Now, so is that one of the variants from Australia?
Yeah. I bothered the shit out of This Is Not a Toy Store.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
They're like up as soon as like they go into the store, if there's enough left over. I was like, can I please get one before that? Because I can't
Kitty Bean and Phantom Lake collab.
come to your store.
Hop on your bicycle, get on it.
Yeah, right.
How bad you want it?
I'm fat for that. I'm not hopping on anything. Just like physical exertion. You can forget it.
Fuck,
Yeah.
man. Well, so anybody who saw that absolutely fucking insane framed wall with demons coming out of it, I have been kind of trying to catch you guys and pump you into a wheel of the Wonder Wheel here. So I'm going to pull that up really quickly while we still have Pocket Salsa on the line so we can see who's going to get that goodie. Anybody who I missed, though, because I probably did, there was a lot of you hopping in tonight. Please let me know so I can get you in here. I'll even do a quick little roll call. I know for a fact, Colin, I missed you, homie. You dropped in you came in late, dude. What's up with that? Putting kids to bed or something lame? Sorry.
How dare you?
How dare you? And yes, Jasmine, that was the O'Keefe card art, the old Phantom.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I got one of the regular ones coming from E2K. Those variants from Australia, those are super sick, man. That was a great score.
Yeah, I got lucky.
I've never been
Nice one.
All right. Is Fletch on the wheel? Oh, fuck. You know what? Yes, he is. I don't know why. I've got like this like weird nightmarish thing in my brain that Fletch is going to be forgotten somehow every time. I'm going to do a quick little roll call here. Shed Quarters Creation, Carolina Cool Cat, New Transylvania, Brett Porpoise, Vomiting Droid, Skilled One, Fritz, Jazz Wizard, Johnny Marbles, Marty Rogers, The Wendigo, Pocket Salsa. Oh, Pocket Salsa, I'm going to take you off because this is your own this time.
I was gonna say,
Boom.
And
Bootleg
just our luck, he
Playco,
would win it.
Ray Z's, Folklorian, Zimico. Oh, Brett Porpoise is on there twice. Fuck me, somebody please. Fletcher, Recycle Galaxy, Marty Rogers, Jack Skazek, Killer Bootlegs, Vaughn Fake Name, Dylan Clement, Toys on Tap, Street Fight, SPDX, Crash Man 27, Northwest Atheist, Calico, Chris Tattoo, Michael Frenetic, Colin Hasbin. Anybody missing on that wheel? You've been given ample time. All right, I'm spinning that wheel, guys. We're gonna see who's gonna get that fucking sick as hell pocket salsa piece. Wheel spin, wonder wheel. Ooh. Hey, Marty Rogers, congratulations. You're gonna be getting that. Boom. Sorry, Porp. Alrighty. Marty Rogers. Oh, fuck, Mr. Ordinary, you SOB. I'm going to add you in for the next one there. I'm so sorry about that, man. Marty Rogers, congratulations. Close that up. Stop sharing the screen. Boom. You want to show Marty Rogers one more time what he's getting?
oh yeah, hell yeah. While I'm doing that, I will also say that I'm still taking any donations anyone wants to send to Dingy Date.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a Dingy Dave donations. If anybody artists out there want to make sure that they get a package out there to Dingy Dave, please also reach out to Pocket Salt on IG. Sorry.
Yeah, at the moment I've got something from Strafe. I think General Porpoise said he was going to send something after assembly required.
nice.
I've got, I mean, I'm sending him some stuff from my personal collection because, like, I'm sending him a grandma's owl, send him a mushroom, a Borth leg from Triple Bummer Toys, and I think one of my basement pieces actually. So
Nice.
I was like, yeah. So if anyone still wants to get in on that, let me know.
You're too big of a big old softy sweetheart over there, man. My goodness.
I try.
How do you take?
It's making up for years of being a complete prick in the pit.
I was actually going to say, how much bad karma you're trying to pay off here?
The amount of crowd killing I did at the auto bar. I'm not kidding you. Like, I must have broken so many people's noses, and like, there's just no way for them to get me back. So now I'm just, paying it forward, I guess.
Yeah, as you're saying it, I can just picture you being one of the fucking full elbow dudes in the pit, man. Just
Oh,
two
man.
and the elbows going.
Way worse than full elbows. Like, I would pick my best friend up by his belt and put him on my shoulder, and then we would walk towards the crowd while he kicked them in the face. Like, it was Baltimore is a different animal when it comes to things like hardcore shows. Like, you can go to hardcore shows in DC and not get punched in your face, but Baltimore is tough, man. Tell Baltimore, like, it was so fun, but now I'm way too old.
That literally needs to be something said right at the very beginning of a fucking heavy as shit breakdown. Baltimore's too tough, man.
You like hardcore, check out End It from Baltimore. They're some shit, man. They're good.
Oh, fuck. Pocket Salsa, dude. I'm going to kick you out of here, but you were a fucking blast, man. You're a treat. You're a gem. You are too sweet. Everybody go follow Pocket Salsa.
Yes. What a great guy.
Oh my goodness, dude. He's been in this scene for 15 years now. What's he talking about? He's just one of the boys.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's funny. He said Baltimore's a little bit different. That's funny, dude. Is Marty Rogers, is that feigned?
I'm not sure. I'll be totally honest though. With a name like that, that's such a sweet name. Like that's like a cardigan name.
I know Fane's name is Marty, but I know there's also I know there's Marty from God Beast too. I don't think he watches the show, but there's a couple Martys out there. But Marty Rogers from Fane. That's dope because we're going to be looking at some of your stuff here. So what do we want to do next, man? We want to do bring in Bootleg Toy Co. or we want to look at something real quick.
Bootleg Toy Co is probably going to creep in a moment, but I'd love to see some of your something required goodies real fast. If you're down, if you're okay with that.
Yes, absolutely, man. So let's look at let's look at Fane. So I got 1, 2, 3 pieces from Fane. Also picked up some like I said, the bags. Shoot, man, I don't have a bag here, but his bags were really on point too. So there was like a brown paper bag, and then it had Fane printed on it. He was selling shirts. Man, O'Keefe scored a really dope 5.5 from him. He had some really cool stuff. So just to start off, you know what? Oh, bam.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. That's all right. Let me switch to the old camera there. So this guy, he's got a cape on him, 3.75. And if you look, he's wearing like a mask. See how that front part, I really dig that, how that front part is like a mask. That kind of sits on front of his face, dude. I got like super vomiting droids feels from that piece. But it's great, man. I mean, it's a resin cape. Really cool. I don't know if this one had a name on it.
This is a prime example of what a difference it makes that you've just set that up, dude. Because I'll be totally honest with you, there's no way in hell I would have known that that thing was like, yeah.
So yeah, dope, man. And this is another one, like, you know, you just walk up and it's just sitting there on the table, and I'm like, oh shit, is that for sale? And he's like, the hell yeah. So that's a dope one, man. Very cool piece. No, not magnetic pocket salsa. It's just on there. It looks like, man, you know what?
It's affixed to the face.
Well, what it looks like, I don't know if you can see in there, you can't, but it looks to me like there's a peg on the backside of the mask, and then the peg, there's a hole in the head or in the face to where it kind of like plugs in, you know what I mean? Is what it looks like to me. So yes, that's dope. Boom, that's the first one. Next one. So this one's super sick. So that one is called this here, Living in the Dead of Night. Oh, let me adjust his legs real quick. So this is articulated in the arms and in the head. But it's like this IG-88 style figure. Push this back a little bit. So this one, I believe there was 2 or 3 of these. I think there's 3 of these available. And it was funny, man. They all went like right at the same time. It was O'Keefe. I was messaging with O'Keefe. He got one. Freaking O'Keefe. This guy gets one that wasn't even on display. He's like, hey, ask him if he has this one. And Marty's like, he just kind of laughed and he goes, yeah, I do have that one. And he pulled it out of his bag. And then the guy from Battle Babies, he came down and he snagged one. And then I was standing right there and bought this one. So I think these ones were all kind of snapped up right at the same time, but super cool piece, man. you know, I don't know what other pieces he used to make on there. I'm sure somebody will spot it, but that IG-88 head, but super sick, man. He had a like a light gray, there was a dark gray, and the one that O'Keefe got was like this prototype one that was black, that had some hand paint on it. So Batman with Skeletor base 5. Yeah, true.
The body is driving me insane. I know I should know it. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the fingers. I'm looking at the way they join onto the hands. I'm like, I know that robot. I know
Dude,
that.
is it like an Iron Giant type thing? No?
It'll come to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm honestly like, I don't even want to start throwing guesses out yet because like my brain's trying to picture like what Disney or kids movie or McDonald's toy or like what is that guy? It's the boots that seem a little off to me, but I can't place it. I know it.
Yeah. It's cool though. I like the you know, he's got the bullets on the chest there, and there's like they're all separate pieces. So it's actually, I mean, this thing's made up of quite a few pieces, plus the gun. But it's sick. Carolina Cool Cat says
there we go.
Ninja
I believe
Turtle
it's a
figure,
TMNT figure. Yeah, you're right. Is it what's his name? Fucking the little robot turtle. Does all like fucking computations, and he gets hacked during the fucking last Ronin. Anyways.
Also, what up to Killer Bootlegs? I saw him in the comments earlier. What's up, man? I don't think I said what's up to you when you walked in. Thank you for joining. But anyways, that's a dope one, man. Love that one. Thanks.
Sharp.
Yeah, very cool. Also, I saw on he had a post today about a t-shirt. So if you're looking for some Fane shirts, which are dope, he has them. They were on sale right now. They are he's got I want to say there's probably at least 3 or 4 different shirts, but if you go on his website, you can get a link to it there, and I think most of them are a certain % off right now. So I think they're like $16 for a t-shirt of his, which is really cool. So this last one that I'm going to show is something a little bit different from him. Man, let me see if I can. So that's a figure that's on the cover of a book. In the book, it's still a whole book, but he used like Mod Podge, that like puzzle sealer stuff, to seal all the pages together. So it's more of like a nice, really like a nice thick card back.
Yeah, big old thickie.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the figure right there, man. That is super sick. He had
little touch of clear is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, man. Really dig that figure. And then of course the graphics on the book, dude. Recall not Earth. It says the last survivors of mankind fighting annihilation in a war between the galaxies is what it says about that book, which is what a great book to pop a fig on. Really dope. Yeah, Fane style. I agree, Colin. It's unique, man, right? Like it's I totally agree, dude. He's definitely got a style. And even though he makes like a wide variety of stuff, like when you put it all together, you're like, yeah, man, that all makes sense, dude. Like all his pieces, they look like everything rhymes. You know what I mean? It's definitely a style, and it is dope, man. I think he has more of these. And just real quick, dude, that right there, $25, dude. $25 for that. And I think that's an absolute steal.
That's a steal. That's a fucking steal.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know if he has more. I think he does have more of these. It was funny. These were coming out. He didn't have them all out on the table at the same time. They were like, he'd sell a couple and then there'd be more. I know O'Keefe landed one of these too, but dude, sick, super sick. Just love the figure, man.
Oh, it's sharp. I love that Keshi blue on a larger figure. It's sharp as hell.
Yeah, and the way that that blue figure, the way it contrasts with that yellow and red on there, Dope.
That one clear arm. I like that a lot for some reason.
Yeah, very cool. And that's what I got from Fane, man.
Hell yeah.
We'll take a look at after we get old Bootleg Toy Co. on. We'll take a look at Wendigo, Pikmin's vinyls, and a couple pieces from Sagittarius.
I fucking love it, man. Let's pull Bootleg Toy Co. in here. Boom. Whenever you're ready, man. No rush. You do you. But the invite is there. Oh my goodness. We got a hefty one in store for us.
Pocket Salsa says he should have shown off the G.I. Joe piece that he's working on. So yeah, that G.I. Joe show is coming up. Gosh, that's middle of March, correct? End of March. March
23rd, 26th.
Yes, that sounds familiar. March 23rd.
What up, Bootleg Toy Co?
Bootleg
Dude, I
Toy
love
Co.
your fucking outfit. Oh shit.
What's up, man? Oh, this whole thing?
Dude, that jacket is pimp right there, dude. I love that.
Wow, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Very nice. No mask.
How are y'all?
Very good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Not too bad. Is there a lag going on here? I'm out in my garage, so I don't know.
There's a slight one, but it's nothing too crazy, man. We've definitely had crazier legs. Yeah.
Right on, right on.
Yeah. How's the night going on out there, man?
Oh, it's going. Just hanging out in the garage. No.
And whereabouts is the garage? Where are you, if you don't mind us asking? Sorry.
Middle of the United States, Kansas, to be precise.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. A
That's
lot of
fucking-
cows. Grass.
So out of curiosity, man, like being all the way out in Kansas, then, is there anybody else that's actually doing what you're doing right now? Or what kind of inspired you to kind of jump into doing this, man? Because it seems like you kind of leapt in head first.
Well, so there's not really a bunch of toy makers out here, like hardly at all. Well, if there is, I don't know about them. But I kind of just got into 3D printing a while back and was making like little Ninja Turtle action figures. I found some dude who was like modeling some Ninja Turtle action figures. I thought they were pretty sweet. And then I found that there's a whole world of 3D modeling, and I don't know, I kind of just started dabbling in Nomad on my iPad, and now I'm here.
Man, you've come leaps and bounds very quickly. Like, admittedly, I don't want to I don't really want to pull up the old turtle ones, because even though they're great, it looks like those are more like filament printer ones, and you've come so far that it almost seems like redundant almost, or like null and void to go back that far.
I know, and I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm so sorry, man. Please interrupt anytime.
I was just gonna say, like, yeah, so whenever I started realizing that there's a whole world of Ninja Turtles or whatever, or toy making, I hopped on Instagram and noticed that there's like resin toys, and I was like, oh shit, I need to step up my game. And like it just kind of evolved kind of like that. I just switched over to a resin printer, and then I started getting, really smooth prints. So I don't know. I can't go back to the FDM world, it seems like.
Do you mind even holding up one of those sculpts again for us, please, man? Sorry, I just wanted to have it a little bit larger there, because again, like, that is an insane difference, in my opinion, in a very short period of time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I still use the filament printer for, knickknacks and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. Once I got the resin printer, it's kind of can't go back.
And if you don't mind my asking, like, had you really messed around in any kind of 3D sculpting program prior to jumping into the 3D printing?
No, I've kind of taken some like 3D modeling classes for my job. I'm a machinist, so I kind of have a little bit of knowledge in like Fusion 360. Nothing compared to this, but no, I just kind of started blocking out shapes, and I mean, at first my models are kind of shitty, but I don't know. Once you start learning what tools do what. I feel like with practice, obviously, things just start getting better.
Well, you basically whooped that learning curve's ass, man. Like that dude there is like a November piece. And
Yeah.
when we look at what you're busting out right now, like these particular guys are on a whole other level, in my opinion. I was telling B, I think last episode, these are literally like, have you ever heard of the makers Slice City Rebels?
Oh yeah, of course.
In my opinion, these are on par. Like these are absolutely on par and could stand right beside those guys with a good paint app, and
Yeah, I
you wouldn't know
appreciate
the
that.
difference,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I'm working on my painting skills. I'm not the best yet, but
If
hopefully.
Those were sick.
Yeah, if you get your painting skills as fast as you've managed to get the sculpting program down, dude, then it's gonna be in seconds. It'll be like a fucking month from now. You're gonna have rad ass paint apps.
I need to get my airbrush going, but that's just a whole nother thing.
The fact you even have the airbrush there shows that it's like, oh shit, dude's gonna start having rad ass painted versions of these. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I'd like to send them to somebody and maybe do a collab with some people and sell them that way, but that's in the future.
I saw one of these on your site, man. This is the one that I won in the giveaway. But I saw just on your page that painted one. Did you paint that one that's on there?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
That is way nice, man. Do you do a lot of painting?
Just when I can. I try to make some time every once in a while, but usually I'm trying, whenever I have some free time, I'm trying to model, get better at modeling. So, but I do paint them, yeah.
I'm a bit of a creep. So
Yeah.
B mentioned it. I gotta pull this up because I had no idea. So 3506 Canadian? Are you shitting me?
Yeah, is that for the blank? I can't see.
There we go. Painted 70. There we go. Thank you. That makes so much more sense though, because that's fucking wild, man.
Yeah.
But even so, your pricing is good. Like, are you shitting me? Like 35, 21. Like, that's wild, dude.
Yeah, I just want to get my pieces into some hands of some people, so I try to make them reasonably priced. Try not to undercut me, but also, get them in some sick homes.
Is that kind of the idea with the blanks? Are you hoping that people will either paint them themselves or send them out to have painted, or just keep them blanks?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Like I'll sell you a hand painted one if that's what you want, but also whenever I start hand painting them, I kind of get attached to them, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to let that guy go.
That's cool. Dude, yeah. So, gosh, what did you say? 35 Canadian. That's like $3 in the States, right? So, super, super affordable, man. And then sending them out to get painted, dude. What a great idea. What's the scale of those that we were just looking at there?
So these are the flea. I think he's 4.5, 4 3/4 maybe. This guy. But
Yeah,
I got the this Max the Chainsaw Maniac dude. He's
nice.
like 7.5 inches. It's pretty big.
Oh.
But with resin printing, I mean, you can make them any size that you please. So helps out a lot.
Damn, dude. If you don't mind my asking, were you like big into toys growing up, or Safubis at any point, or like did this just kind of come out of nowhere?
Yeah, I kind of did. I mean, back in the day, my homies across the street, they all had like Ninja Turtles. I had Batman and stuff like that, but I was never really super big into toys. But yeah, after printing that Ninja Turtle and discovering that there was this whole world of toy fans and toy lovers, I was just like, I'm hooked. And now that's almost all I do in my free time.
what would you say so far has probably been like the biggest inspiration for you in building your own toys, man?
Mm, I mean, just the toy community on Instagram's really great. I mean, every time I open it, there's always somebody posting some sick stuff from Resin Blood, Wendigo, everybody. There's some sick artists out there, and it's just, I don't know, it's just really inspiring.
Is the molding and molding and casting resin, is that something that you've ever done or something that you're going to get into, or just sticking with the 3D prints? The 3D prints are dope, man. I think they're some of the best that I've seen. The spikes on this flea, dude, like I'm sure people have told you before, that thing is sharp, dude.
They're sharp, huh?
They are very sharp. And you know what? They're super durable too, dude. Like I don't feel like they're just gonna chip off. They are sharp, man. Those feel like
Yeah.
straight up.
Yeah, so I've thought about resin casting, but that's like a whole nother thing as well
Yeah.
that I just don't have the money or time to dive into right now, but I'd love to. I feel like with resin casting, they're more durable than 3D printed objects, and I think that's why people lean more towards that stuff or sofubi. But
Well,
yeah.
are you doing yours as solid cast? Like are you leaving an infill? Because like
So they're hollowed out. They all have holes on. Oh. So they're hollow, but I mean, yeah. If you can obviously make them solid pieces, but they end up taking a lot of resin.
yeah, exactly. No, dude, if anything, that hollow makes so much more sense. And if anything, it does like almost give more of that like Safubi vibe anyways. And like your sculpts kind of play into that.
Yeah. Yeah, so Fubi is super cool, but it's costly.
It's costly, but that's why I'm saying that by having like the hollowed out casts, like you're almost still getting that same vibe in your toys. It's going to be cheaper to ship it that way. It saves on material costs. It's all smart, man.
Yeah. One day I'll get there though.
So Pocket Salsa was talking about a collab that you guys are possibly doing.
Hell yeah.
Any info on that?
So I started making the model. I don't know if it's been a month or 2 months maybe. But when I started doing it, I started making too much. This might not make any sense, or I'm not explaining it right, but basically the model is too big right now. So whenever I go to transfer it to my computer, it just shuts the computer down. Like, whoa, this is too much detail. But
yeah.
So I have to go back and decimate it and do some bullshit that I just haven't got around to doing yet. But
yeah,
that is coming out and it's gonna be sick. I've apologized to him, man. I feel really bad, but yeah,
it'll happen.
We're gonna make it right. We're gonna make it right for sure. Yeah, Paul Casals is a really cool dude, so we're gonna make it happen.
Well, and admittedly, man, like all this is actually really tough, right? Like it's one of those things that until you do it, you don't really know, unfortunately. So it's like you kind of have to hit these roadblocks.
Absolutely. You got to learn from the mistakes too. So I made a mistake and now I got to fix it.
And out of curiosity, I'm just seeing the skateboards there as well. Like, would you consider yourself like a skater as well outside of like the toy scene?
I'd love to consider myself a skater. No, to be honest, I just push around now. I used to really be in the skate scene when I was, a young lad, but it's kind of faded. But once a skater, always a skater. I still keep up with everything. So yeah.
Would you say that like your homies in that scene are equally excited about the toys and the work that you're doing right now on the 3D printing, or do they just not really get it?
They don't even know about this.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had Instagram for like 10 years or something, so I kind of lost contact with all my old skate homies. I got a couple of them, but yeah, mostly I'm just doing this for myself.
Do your work homies know that you do this?
Yeah, a couple of them. They think I'm a nerd, but you know, it's all good. I think they're nerds too.
They don't bug you to bring them in casts to work or something?
Yeah, I've actually made a couple of people just some like one-off, I don't know, Blues Clues figure or something for their nephew or something weird. But I'm always bringing in my weird toys, and they're always like, "What the fuck? What are you doing?"
Dude, I'm just going
They
back.
just don't get it.
I'm going back through your page, man. I'm looking at some of these Ninja Turtles, and then you have this skull on here. And this is from end of last year, October of last year, where you thank Wham Bam Systems for changing your life with this XTR flex.
Hell yeah.
That's a very dope piece, man. So tell me about that.
Yeah.
And so they introduced you to this XTR flex plate.
Yeah, so I mean that's just a flex plate is just a metal plate you put on your build plate. So whenever you take off the part, you can snap it off. It just makes it a lot easier, and it holds I feel like it holds the resin to the plate easier as well, but that could just be some fucking placebo effect.
Yeah.
If it works, don't fix it, man.
That's right.
Dude, like I'll
But
admit, like it's almost intimidating that like you just leapt right into resin printing. Like that's quite the investment, man, to be honest with you. Like,
yeah, it really was, and I don't know if I regret it or not, but I'm gonna say I don't, because I do enjoy it and I do love making models, and you know, it's cool seeing the feedback that I get from all the people. They're like, "Oh, that's super rad" or whatever. But yeah.
Well, I mean, dude, and it like really shit, dude. I'm going only back to like your first post was September of last year. And if you look at what you did then, and then what you did now, I mean, dude, it's only been a few months.
I've might have deleted a few since then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, either way, man. I mean, it's been a short amount of time, and it looks like stuff is getting like a lot better as you're going on. I don't know shit about 3D printing, but I know these last couple things that you listed, this Bullborg.
Yeah.
I just looked at, dude. Holy shit.
I'm working on this cat Borg. I don't know if you want to pull that up.
Oh man, dude, those are huge.
He's 4 inches, I think, but he kind of messed up, so I haven't posted him yet. But yeah,
those are like a full-on toy line, man. Like you've got some solid fucking builds there.
yeah. So the dude I'm working with, well, for the board characters and those little robot characters too, his name's Chris West, and he's like a super legit artist. If you haven't checked him out, I advise doing so.
Chris
But
West.
I'm on it now. Yeah.
Yeah, at Art of Chris West. Yeah, he makes the drawings, the concept art, and I kind of just do my best to bring them to life. Same with Lindsay the Rat Boy. I mean, he's the one who came up with the flea and the Hell Smasher. He draws those creatures. So
see, but even that's impressive to my brain, man. Because I'll admit, like when you scroll through the pieces and I see like these like little 2D drawings, it's like, okay, shit, that's a dope 2D drawing, but holy fuck, as if you just brought that to life like that fast.
yeah, I don't know why, because it just seemed like my brain pictures a 3D model easier than it does a 2D model. Like I can't draw for shit just because of the shading and all that shit. It just, yeah, I can't do it. But with the 3D model, if it has lighting, I mean, you just pull the figure out and tell you have something, you know? I mean, that's the easiest way I can explain it. It really helps having an iPad and the pen. It's almost like drawing, but three-dimensional. I don't know.
Mm.
Dude, good name drop on Lindsay the Rat Boy, dude. I did not know that you guys were affiliated like that. Check out that account, LINZ the Rat Boy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, 845 followers. But dude, you start going through that art, right? And that art is oh god, dude, I don't know what that reminds me of. It kind of reminds me of like a little bit of Mr. Spookfish, maybe. It's dope though, man. And then you start scrolling through it and you can see some of your figures that have come out of there. What's the connection there, man? So do you just go and do you pick any of these and say, hey, I'm going to try to bring this one to life?
So
There's some cool shit on
I'm
here.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so we kind of linked up when I first got Instagram, and I posted that turtle and yeah, I just fell in love with his art, and I hit him up and I was like, dude, your art is super sick. What do you think about trying to turn some of these into toys? And he was like, oh man, I'd love that. So we still keep in contact, and yeah, he's super rad and always putting out some dope art. And I just feel like his art is really translatable to the toy world. So, and he's a huge fan of toys too. So
Well, and so you've got two
Yeah.
with them now at this point, right? The Max Chainsaw Maniac and the Flea.
Yeah, and the Hell Smasher, and also the Cyborg Soldier. I don't know if you've seen that guy. This is actually one of the first ones. So
Oh yeah, I did see that one on there. Yeah.
sculpt ain't too great, but it's all right. I might go
And-
back.
I think that might have even been one of the first pieces we saw on your account when we first pulled you up, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
Oh, really? Cyborg Soldier. Sick.
Yeah, because I think it might have been probably around the same time as F is for Frankenstein. Around that time period that we came across that
Oh,
guy. Yeah, man.
hell yeah.
That's just
That's
how
just
it
for
Yeah.
goes.
Frankenstein. That's super
Dude,
sick.
That Flea goes back to 2019. There's a great piece of artwork on it. But man, even the colors on here that they use, man, it's super sick. What a great idea, dude, to look at this page and be like, man, I think I want to bring some of those bring some of those to life.
They're
Those are
unique.
holy smokes.
Yeah. I got another one coming out. I don't want to share it yet, but it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah. Nice. Another figure from Lindsay.
Yep. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Yeah,
Got
there's
one
some really cool shit on
cooking
there,
out.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
You seemingly have a bunch of collaborations coming up. Any shows planned for the future for Bootleg Toy Co?
Not yet. Like I said, there's not really a big toy scene in the middle of Kansas, so maybe
Yeah.
in Kansas City actually, but not that I'm aware of, and I just don't have the time to travel like that. So not yet. Just selling them, slinging them toys.
What so besides toys in Kansas, what do you do that takes up all your time besides, messing around with the 3D stuff?
So I'm a machinist. So I work normally 60 hours a week, Monday through Saturday.
Oh, lazy ass.
I know. Yeah. I could be 70 hours, but
Yeah, come on, man. Only 60. What are we doing here?
I know. Yeah.
Damn,
Hey, I
that's a
go to
lot of
Weenie
hours.
Hut Junior, but
Yeah.
yeah, so I work a lot, and then when I'm not at work, I try to spend some time with the family. I got 2 kids and a wife, so I like hanging out with them.
So that's why we're
Occasionally.
not getting more toys faster? WTF?
That's right. I know. It's like once a month. What the fuck?
And honestly, I mean, I always get really like stoked on this kind of shit. How do your kids feel about the fact that you're making toys? So like their dad literally makes physical toys they can see.
Yeah, actually, here I'll show you this piece. So I made these like little mini flea guys. And I don't know if you can see them very well, but he took them
Yeah.
to school. He broke them, but yeah, he painted this guy for me. He loves it. It's pretty rad.
Do you often print them little miniatures like that to like paint up? Like I didn't even really think about how cool that is. That like any rainy day, you can just be like, all right.
Yeah, make some little toys.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
So he takes them to art class and gives them to his friends and stuff. I told him at first, I was like, man, you should start taking these and, you know, selling them for $10. But my wife shut that down.
That's funny.
And to be fair, I'm almost surprised that the art teacher hasn't been like, yo, bring your dad in. I want to see how the heck you guys do these.
I guess they have a 3D printer, but I don't know
Really?
if they know how to use it or not. I keep telling my son to be like, yo, tell me to come in there. I'll help you out. But
Is he interested in actually learning how to use like the sculpting programs and or the printing?
not really. He's kind of in his own kid world, you know, Pokemon Go, hanging out with his friends and all that stuff. But occasionally he comes and hangs out with me, and he'll like draw a picture and I'll 3D model it for him. So yeah.
Dude, I didn't even think about that. Like again, like that's got to be so surreal as a kid to just like have this idea, draw it up, and your dad be able to just like whip out a classic version for you. Dang, man.
Yeah. My niece does it too. She made like this little unicorn thing, little kid drawing, you know, and I kind of just brought it back to life.
So that being said, are your siblings kind of stoked on the fact that like you're doing this? Like, does it make sense that you're making toys right now?
Maybe. I don't really talk to my sister too much about my toy making, so it's kind of just like a hidden thing that I do.
Secret talent. Dude, so
Yeah.
I'm looking in your Etsy shop right now and I see the Bullborg. There's only one left. I see the Gatekeeper. There's only one left. Are you making more of those, or that's it?
I will probably end up making more.
Like
Right
print
now
on
I'm waiting for
demand?
resin, but
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
so I mean, they'll always be available. It's just a matter of printing them up and what I have in on stock. So
Gotcha. So $25 US is what that comes out to. That Bullborg, the Batborg, there's 3 available. The Gatekeeper, there's 1 available. The Gatekeeper's $15. Get into that
yeah.
store and snag those up, man. There's not very much left in there. But damn, there's some cool stuff in there. $20 for a health.
Hell yeah.
I love
Got
how
one
B
right
is just
here.
on the shopping network now.
Dude, yes, dude, $20 for that. Man. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very cool, man. Shit. How do those paint, dude? So is there a special when you're doing 3D resin painting, is that different than painting? Like if someone molded and casted you know, just a resin figure, would you use different paint on that than you would on what you're doing?
Say that again. I'm sorry. Would I
Uh
use a different paint on what?
on it
Like,
was so if go ahead, Crumbs.
do you have to use a special grade paint to adhere to the models you're printing, and
Oh,
or
okay.
do you have to prepare the surface in any special way?
So I've tried both ways with primer, like sanding it and priming it, and I've tried just applying acrylic paint to it, and both seem to work fine. I just noticed that without a primer, um, you have to obviously apply more coats. But I don't know. I kind of tend to like this fleshy color and painting it just straight on because it also adds deeper color to, like, I don't know, whatever you're painting. Adds like a fleshy highlight or whatever. So
I even dig at the fact that there's almost like a uniformity amongst your sculpts at this point as well, man. Like I like that they look good together in like that like similar silky flesh tone, kind of like the old muscle flesh.
Yeah.
yeah, Yeah, that's what I've been told. I love the muscle flash. And it's just so cool to paint. I mean, yeah.
At the same time, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like some of those red translucent ones you had, like B's green one he's got over there,
Mm.
Oh
also
yeah.
very sharp. And you throw some paint on those, like especially once you get the airbrush going.
Yeah, dope, man.
Like that thing's just waiting for some airbrushing.
Yeah, I think that's the only red one I have right now.
Yeah, green one's sick.
Gosh dang it, man.
Sharp. I'm telling you, Crumbs, this is sharp, dude. Like,
Yeah, I didn't realize that they were gonna be so spiky. It's almost like you need like gloves, like you're holding a
yeah,
hedgehog.
I remember unwrapping it and being like, "Oh shit, that's actually pretty sharp." No, that's dope, man. That's for real. Like, I have no clue what goes into 3D sculpting, but that's dope, man. I could see, especially if you're, using stuff from Lynn's the Rap Boy on there. God, dude, there's some wild pieces. It's really cool.
Yeah, he's always dropping some sick stuff. Also,
Yeah.
if you ever curious about 3D sculpting, just jump in. I'm telling you, it's a lot easier than it seems. Just learn all the tools and you'll figure it out.
Get those shortcuts. Learn all the keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah, pretty much. What tool does what, and yeah, I don't know.
It's always a
Yeah.
learning curve, right?
Mm.
Yeah,
And I would say the more
absolutely.
interested you are, the more that learning curve you're willing to just fucking crush it.
Yeah, I got a lot of time to watch YouTube tutorials too. So, like while I'm at my machine, I kind of set up my phone and just kind of watch how people do it. I'm like,
Yeah, there
oh,
you go.
okay, that makes sense, and then pull it out this way or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Not even afraid in the least of maybe hurting yourself while you're at work.
they're self-automated, so they're all good. As long as I don't hear a loud crash, I think we're good.
No, I'm also kind of curious because like obviously you've worked with other people with their drawings and stuff. Would you ever do a run for somebody? Like outside of even doing like your own work, if somebody came to you and actually they wanted to have you do like a drop of 10, let's say, is that something you'd ever consider for somebody?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd be down for that. I mean, I'm kind of doing that with Lindsay and Chris. I mean, we're not necessarily a drop, but it's just like an ongoing thing. Um, but yeah, if someone wants to do that, that'd be super sick. This stuff takes time, so it's like, I can't putting out 10 would take like probably a year, but it's doable.
There.
Would be
Even that,
stoked to do that.
I
That's a
love
great
how open you are to the collabs, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you got some sick stuff, let's do it.
That's a
I
great
love
idea,
bringing
man.
the cool stuff to life. I mean,
Yeah.
super cool. I even brought some dude's uh phone case. Like some dude wanted a Garfield case. So this one
Doesn't work.
broke. So, but yeah, I'm
Wow.
down for whatever.
What's dope about that Garfield phone case is it even actually reminds me almost of one of the old Moldomatic monster ones that you'd see coming around.
The what?
Like the Moldomatic machines. Wasn't there like a
I guess I'm not
Monster-matic
familiar.
one? It's another rabbit hole for another day.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man, they're fun.
Oh yeah, dude. I've never seen one of those in person before, but
Vomiting droids always rub it in my face that whenever he gets one, not only do they apparently smell like the perfect, like fucking right out of the factory toy, but apparently they're warm in your hand as well.
that's
But you
cool,
probably
man.
get to experience that with a 3D printed resin toy all the time, actually. You get to experience those lovely fumes and the warmth of the cast.
Yeah, I definitely have to wear that respirator. It gets bad. I try not to be in here too long, but
Oh, I didn't
it
realize
is what it is.
I didn't realize you get a lot of fumes off of that. I had no idea.
A lot
Yeah,
of
I
fumes,
mean,
and then do you do any sanding as well? Like, do you have to wet sand or anything with your pieces to remove all the like raft and bridges where they joined?
So the bridges or the supports, they just pop off. But sometimes you got to do a little bit of wet sanding. It ain't terrible. Most of the time they come out pretty smooth. I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but the pock marks aren't terrible. So that's just fresh off the.
I was gonna say it looks smooth. That little bottom looked smooth.
Little baby butt.
Yeah, it kind of does have a little smooth baby butt. What the hell?
I know. I didn't know how to sculpt a butt at the time, so still kind of learning.
Well, and let's be honest, it's one of those things that when you're sitting there, you're getting right into it, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, man, just take a step back. You're sculpting a butt.
Yeah. But I don't know, it kind of fits him. His little baby butt for this like crazy executioner squid tentacle dude.
Honestly,
Yeah,
it adds to almost like that old school like Keshi vibe that you'd get from some of like the like Korean bootlegs and shit that you'd see, where it's almost like awkward legs, a little bit of an awkward butt, but like a really rad monster though.
Yeah, definitely old school, I'd say. I think he's into like 80s toys for Lindsay the Rat Boy. He's like into that 80s style. He told me right now he's into like Power Ranger villains and stuff. He said he was in a rabbit hole right now.
Oh man.
So
Absolutely.
That makes a hell of a lot of sense, man. Do you ever watch any like those old like retro shows or cartoons? Like, are you a cartoon person?
well, I used to be, but now I don't really watch anything. I'm a boring old man.
Kid
Yeah, now
life,
that
man.
now that I'm an adult, I don't really watch those anymore.
I wish I could. I mean, I still love Gundam Wing. Like that's one of my favorite shows, but you know, it is what it is.
I think we're creeping into almost that hour mark with you, man. We've been kind of drilling you nonstop, I feel, with just like question after question. Is there anything that you would like to actually lay down on us that we've maybe missed here tonight before we kick you out of here to get on with your life?
I mean, I think if there's nothing left, I'm good to go. Yeah.
Damn, you are too chill, man. Too easy going. B, did you have anything that you wanted to demand that we get answers for?
No, man. I mean, like, you know, if you go back to the beginning of the page, you know, there's just it's all very recent, man. I'm like super stoked for you and kind of where it's heading, even though you know, you're just kind of doing it in your spare time, man. I think that the sculpts that you're putting out are super legit. I think you really have something going with turning people's pictures or artwork into figures. I mean, you obviously have a talent for that, dude. I'm looking at that flea figure on Lindsay the Rat Boy, and then you look at the actual figure and you're like, shit, man, that's it. Like, that's it. You can very easily say like that is that in the form. So anyways, dude, congratulations on all that stuff. Congratulations on hitting the 1,000 followers. I know that happened recently, dude. You're up 1,200 now in just a few months, which is phenomenal. It means people are seeing your stuff. But
if any vets are watching, I would say like reach out to Bootleg Toyco if you need some shit fucking designed for you, man. Because you've got an eye for toys, dude.
Thanks, man. Yeah. If anybody wants to collab, I'm down. Just hit me up.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, that Hell Smasher 2 Pocket Salsa says, yeah, you'll see that on the page too. That it's dope. And also, I mean, go to the Etsy shop. That stuff's gonna be gone like very, very soon. I promise you that.
And I think we all need to keep in mind, like you've mentioned it, man. Like already, like when I saw some of those pieces, it's hard not to think of what Don or Don't Care could do with it, or Hurt Toys could do with it. It's like, ooh, okay, all right. You know, get some paint apps out there.
Yeah, I have Creature Maker Toys. You guys know that guy?
Oh hell yeah.
He's got
Legend.
He's got a few fleas. He's gonna paint up sometime. So
and dude, that's kind of like, I mean, without being a dick in any way, like when I'm saying that your stuff already has like that kaiju vibe, it kind of fits into that soft vinyl realm. you are now telling me that you're working with a person who literally like makes vinyl toys and paints vinyl toys. Like obviously,
Yeah.
like that shit's jiving, man.
Yeah, I've hit up a few people to see what the SoFubi world's about, and vice versa. People have hit
It
me
can
up,
wait.
and
It can wait. You're
yeah,
doing cool shit.
no, yeah, one day, like I said, one day, but yeah, so
Honestly,
it's a
man, you
cool
might end up
world.
finding yourself in a position where somebody has an idea, they want you to 3D design it, you do the 3D print for them, they end up doing a mold for it, they cast it in wax, they refine the wax sculpt, and they do the Safubi. And you get to
Yep,
be the dude who just designed the rad ass fucking toy for them.
I can even 3D print a mold, possibly. So,
There you go. Right? What are we talking about? Why add that other step that I'm throwing in there?
I
Yeah.
mean, just kill it out.
Yeah, use a brain like bootleg Toykos and save yourself some time, energy, and work. Dude, it's been an absolute pleasure having you in here. You might put Colin in the race for being one of the sexier toy makers. I'm sorry if that makes anybody uncomfortable and I get canceled for that. Apparently I've got a thing for beards, okay? I don't know what it is. But it's been an absolute
Uh,
pleasure having you in here tonight, man. I'm sorry for making you uncomfortable. Please don't get me canceled and have a lovely rest of your night.
no, not at all, Dr. Blunt. Beat to
I couldn't feel any more embarrassment. I had to kick him out of here like a dick. I'm sorry. I'm
Oh
sorry,
man.
Bootleg Toyco. If you don't know, that's no disrespect. If anything, that is all the respect from Crumbs. If I kick you out of there before you got a chance to say your final words, that means that I feel comfortable around you and that I've tucked my Canadian away to be able to do
Yeah.
that. I'm so sorry,
But
dude.
you're right, dude. Like I've never talked one-on-one with Colin, but what a class dude, man. Um, like I said, dude, I really think he's got some super skill right there, taking some of those pictures and turning them into actual figures, dude. I would love to see some more of those. And it sounds like there's probably a good chance that we'll see, maybe quite a few more of those too. So, but dude, I'm telling you, get to that Etsy store quick, dude. There's one left. Whew, at $25. Yikes.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I need to have a discussion with my therapist this week about some new information we've discovered today after meeting Bootleg Toyco.
Oh man, I'm telling you, there's yeah, very cool stuff, man. Really cool work too. I was surprised as hell when I won that.
Gorgeous work.
And then I got and it was way bigger than I thought, dude. Like, he was like, oh, it's 4 inches, but I mean, dude, it's wide too,
Please, for a moment, take everything you just said into consideration. Yeah, when I got it, it was just so much bigger than I expected. And I was looking at it, and it was like so wide too.
I mean, and that's the thing, dude. Like you're like a few words into it, and you know that that's going to be a thing, right? But like you got to like describe it, I guess. Fuck you.
That's usually what I tell them too. Listen, I told you it was only gonna be 4 inches, but it's way fucking wider. And if I didn't describe it, you probably wouldn't have.
I had to describe it. I had to describe it. Oh yeah.
That being said, we have gotten the permission, I believe, to show this off. So I'm going to pull it up from the DMs here because Pocket Salsa was kind enough to actually pull this up. This is that collab we were talking about, I believe, that might need to be a little bit reworked in order to have the computer decide that it's down to do it.
Yes. Yes.
So there you
Yes.
have it, folks. That is a potential Pocket Toyco and Bootleg Toy. No, Pocket Salsa Bootleg Toyco collaboration that we will be seeing at some point.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That paint work on there was really good too.
The artists we are seeing come out in the scene lately are just, they're coming leaps and bounds exponentially quick.
Well said, dude. I mean, like, holy shit, right? So if you go back at his first post he said that he may have deleted some too, but September of last year, to be from that, then just like kind of pick up, 3D sculpting, maybe not on a whim, but self-taught, dude, self-taught. Now, I've heard of people going to school for this for years, you know what I mean? And I'm sure they're dope in their own way, but I mean, for something that's self-taught, that's pretty damn good. And obviously getting better as time goes on. So, and that takes time, you know what I mean? Talent and time to do that stuff. Skilled ones said just put 1,000 hours into it and you'll be good. That's probably not a far stretch, dude.
Actually, you know what's fun? And I'm just gonna, there's a TED talk actually that I thought was absolutely genius, because yes, Malcolm Gladwell talks about the 10,000 hour rule, where basically you can become an expert. But some dude on a TED talk, he actually decided he wanted to see how long does it take to actually just learn. I don't want to be an expert. I just want to learn a new skill. 17 hours. 17 hours. The learning curve sucks. Most people give up at that one part of the learning curve that's really hard. 17 hours is the like average amount of time it takes to learn a basic skill. That's rad, dude. That's what, 3 hours every couple days if you can. Like, you can. The thing I would say, and I feel it's important maybe because I think that in our scene, whether people are self-diagnosed or actually diagnosed as maybe like ADD, ADHD, the reality is that I feel like there's a lot of people in our scene that probably grew up feeling stupid, right? There was probably certain subjects that they excelled in, but it always felt like useless knowledge, and certain subjects they did not excel in, but that knowledge seemed to be like the important knowledge. They're interest-based learners. And a lot of us, I think, in this scene are interest-based learners. And it's really sad to me that sometimes you guys actually put yourselves down or think that you're actually like unintelligent or like lack the certain intelligences, but it's actually just an interest-based learner. You absorb and learn very quickly and proficiently the things that interest you. And unfortunately, the things that don't interest you, your brain kind of sometimes, I'm not saying everybody, but I do think that for a lot of the dudes in this scene, they've probably grown up feeling like, oh, I'm a C student, or, oh, you know, I don't do well in school, but then they're fucking killing it in these toys. And it requires like art theory and color theory and fucking chemical equations and measurements and weights, and they're suddenly combining and mixing all these different skill sets to do something that they're interested in that is actually difficult and hard.
Skilled one says 100% interest-based learner here. I agree, dude. I mean, that was always, you know, my argument growing up. Like, you know, yeah, I'd be more than happy to read this book from cover to cover if it was something that I was interested in. But if it's not something I'm interested in, then I really don't give a fuck about it. And when I'm looking at these words, they're not registering with me. I'm just reading word after word after word. But if I'm interested in it, then I'm reading those words and, you know, it's sinking in. And I'm thinking, oh, man, that's dope. And then that's when that learning starts to kick in. And, dude, he's got some talent, too, dude. Or like, right. I'm sure, like, there's no fucking, like, you said 17 hours, dude. And that's learning to, you know, how to do that 3D printing. But, like, obviously, you're not going to learn how to be a, you know, draw like a dope artist. You know, either in real life or digitally in 17 hours. So there is a lot of skill involved with that too.
And not only that, but I would say that's a prime example though, of somebody who basically 17 hours plus 17 hours plus 17 hours plus 17 hours. And when we look at their page and we see how they go from the filament printed turtles to then the maybe like rougher, more elementary or rudimentary type sculpts, to then within like 3 months ending up at a level that, in my opinion, I don't give a shit. It's Slice City Rebels level. Like I could picture those toys sitting together and they would blend, you know. Both those artists in tonight, man, insanely talented individuals. Like imagine 3 years ago sitting down and meeting people like this and finding out they're new.
Dude, and it's crazy, right? Like, did you hear what he said? Like, one of his first pieces was from Monster Vat. And for you and we're not veterans by any means, but Monster Vat is a very new artist to us, you know?
And yet one that we both recognized when he came out, it was like, oh shit, this guy's really fucking good.
Yeah. And then to have a newer artist come on and say, oh man, that was my first piece was from Monster Vat. I think that shows, growth, dude, right? Like it's something continuing. Like we have, it's a newer artist, and then we have this other artist that, got his first piece from this newer artist, and you hopefully, the idea is for that just to continue. It's very cool to see it happen right in front of us, dude. When he said his first piece was from Monster Vat, I'm like, oh shit, Monster Vat, he's like, he's still like new kid on the block to me, even though he's been around for a little bit, he's still a very newer artist.
And Canadian boy.
Also true. Yeah, absolutely, man. Canadian guy, 100%.
Hey, B, I hate to put you on the spot, man. Tons of coffee. You want to pop an assembly required piece out for people?
Yes. What did you had? You're drinking hella coffee? Is that what you said? I heard. That was so funny. All I heard was you start talking super fast and said something about coffee. Okay. Yes, let's do that, man. Let's look at Wendigo. Dude, what a great booth Wendigo's booth was. Nice tiered, like I don't know exactly what the table size was allowed to be, but there was lots of tiers. There was lots of peg racks with figures everywhere. One of the ones, the Emperor, man, this one is so sick. So this one is custom painted by Topher Toy. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in the light right now. It's got some super sick UV action on it too. Magnetic in the hands there. It did come with a pair of claws as well. Yeah, Suki, what's up, man? I didn't see you come in. But yeah, so this is the Wendigo piece. This was the collab with Topher Toy. Topher Toy did the paint on that. And it is super sick, man. I remember when I saw this one first advertised, I was thinking, I have to try to land that one. The other one that was done with Topher Toy was the one that was like a blood drip one. Looks like it had blood all over it. That was super nice too.
I'm so glad you have that one, man. Like, oh hell yeah, that's a fucking good Wendigo grab. And like because it's also the Topher Toy paint. It looks so fucking good.
Yeah. Dude, Topher Toy, like if anybody can get their hands on some Topher Toy stuff, I've noticed that stuff, it's starting to go a little bit faster and faster when he posts it, but he does a lot of like Safubi stuff that he paints on his own, which is, it's super sick, man. And when I saw this collab, talk about an unexpected collab, dude, I had no idea. I should have asked Wendigo how they know each other. He may have just reached out and said, hey man, can you paint me some stuff? But super, super nice. We will take a look at a couple other pieces right now. Now, like I said, the what I thought was funny is I believe it was Max, One Trick Pony. He said, look, you can even make him like this to where he's like a little bit shy, right? He's like, don't look at me.
Which is absolutely, like, that's actually perfect for like that, like the Garmon figure, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
You said you have the claw attachments for it too, eh?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. That's what I was gonna throw on right here. Is the claw, which is sick too. So there's, now you can see one claw and one in one hand. But yeah, they're so you know what? Let me try to do this, man. I'm gonna turn this light off and see if we can get some UV action going on that thing.
I'll admit, I didn't know that that one came with claws and hands. That's fucking rad.
Yeah, it sure does. And it's a little bit hard to see just kind of through the camera there, but that pink really lights up under the UV. Super sick paint, man. God dang. Great figure too. Wendigo says he passed out and woke up to this. Yes, exactly. The claw, man. That is so sick. But really good magnet work on there too with those. Great piece. Great piece.
Look at his little belly. Those fucking glossy blue stripes.
Yeah. Really cool, man.
I love the way it makes the textures really bounce on the back, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, also, that paint app really reminds me of the I Need Toys little guys, little robots that he posted.
Yeah.
That like super spacey, glossy UV-ish vibe.
Yeah. Also with Wendigo, I believe he posted some AR leftovers. And I think what I saw on the cover was the Tuscan Creeper. So now we're going to take a look at the Vagrant Hijacker 3.75. Dude,
AR edition.
AR edition, yeah. So this was dude, the pour on these, I think I pointed this one out possibly on the show last week, and I saw this one when I got there and had to have it. But I'm just going to bring a little bit closer so you can see, dude. So you know, there's paint on the chest right there on that little piece, I think, and then maybe a little bit on the belt. But as far as like the arms and legs and chest and head, dude, that's all just fade on there, man. There's no paint on that. And I hope I'm right on that. But dude, what
I believe you're right. I think they were telling us there's a marbling. It's fucking
dude,
gorgeous, dude.
it is so damn good. And then
That's for some reason there's something about that kit bash even that is just so tasteful and like awesome. Oh,
yeah. So Shed, you know, one thing that I forgot, man, is under this little turntable that I have here, there's magnets that hold that white plate on, because you can switch that plate out to a different color or to a larger one. But man, super nice, man. I'll tell you what, dude. Me and DT O'Keefe and I, he asked me a question the other day that I am still thinking about, and he got me on it first thing in the morning, and I thought about it all day, probably for the last 2 or 3 days now. If you were on an island and you could take one piece with you, what is it? Like, I don't even know how you even begin to break that down.
my first one-trick pony swamp thing every time.
There you go. Well, he knows it. So I always thought that mine would be some sort of 3.75, just because I love 3.75 as an action figure. And growing up, when I thought of action figure, it usually was that scale, either that or a 5.5. But dude, just some killer 3.75 work here. Yeah, dude, that marbling is just so fresh.
That dude's a character. I don't know what it is about that toy, man. That dude's a character in and of himself. Like he writes himself. That dude's a fucking character. If you were a kid playing, like that dude's a character.
Yeah.
He's the main character.
He's the main character. But yes, Vagrant Hijacker is the name of that one. I'll show the card real quick. There's that, which is very cool, bagged. Great job on that. Wendigo, let us know, man, if there is some of those left. And we will point people in the right direction. But that one's awesome.
Bag tagged and snagged. That's what's up.
Yeah. So this is the one that I saw right when I walked in. Right when I walked up. This guy, just because I saw the colors and I was like, holy smokes. Yeah, the removable weapon there in the front too. Another beauty, man. There's some paint on that. There's a bunch of different resin, colors in there. I believe it looks like the whole torso and the head is all resin. The arms look like there's definitely some paint on there.
The Wendigo paints the arms, and they even said on the like when we had them in, because they're like, I paint the arm. It's like, and your color matching is stupidly good.
Yeah.
Like shit, dog. Like to have those painted arms and like the little bits of black and the gold and the oranges, it's like she.
Ooh, Wendigo says he's down to his last one. So if you're looking for a vagrant hijacker, you better hit him up like ASAP. Nice price on those two, by the way. But you will not be disappointed with a vagrant hijacker, that's for sure. This is a beauty right here, man. Great work, dude. I love it. So you got magnetic articulation at the head, arms.
The way it's done, it almost was comical. It looks like when you'd see like some kind of aboriginal rock art that somebody's carved out of a rock.
Yeah.
It's almost like that. You know what I mean? It's almost like some kind of aged rock has been carved for this guy, and that's where like these weird golds or like weird metals that they've used to try and like fuse the arms to the rock and stuff. Like,
yeah.
What a good grab, dude. Solid as fuck. Is that your first one of that guy?
No, I have another one that I
Where?
bought at the store. Actually, the other one that I got, I think might be the first piece that I got from him, but the other one has a different like neck piece that looks like it's plate of armor that comes up over the neck, which is really sick. But yeah, man. Yeah, the marbling on this not marbling, it's more layered than anything, especially in the torso there. But yeah, very cool, man.
Again, even if it's an overpour, the color matching on the arms is fucking stupid.
Yeah, I agree, dude. And what I really like, you said color matching, dude. Like, look at that, that left leg and then the hands. Perfect color matching.
For me, it's the orange, and then where the black lines come in, to have those black lines bleed into the orange on the arms. It's like, get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. I've noticed with this light box, man, sometimes it creates a shadow on the character. And I asked Kerf Loss about it, and he mentioned it too. I asked him what he thought about these newer videos or these reels that I was doing. He said, you might get a shadow or two, and he's right. Definitely some shadows on there. But anyways, really,
Shadow gang.
Yeah. And then the next one we will look at from the Wendigo. This one, just open this one for the first time. Very cool piece here. It was funny, man. I saw, so he had a pegboard, with figures on it. Replace the gun real quick. With figures on it, and I had missed this one the first day, and went back. I was like, "Oh snap! Where did that one come from?" And sometimes when people are using these or looking at them, they put figures in front of other figures. Man, that's not focusing very well.
It's almost like it's too badass. It knows our faces would melt.
Yeah.
Oh, you had it great there for a second.
I know he was leaning forward a little bit though, and I can tell sometimes these magnets that are in the base of this thing, I think they're really helping, and I think sometimes they actually pull the figure a little bit. But anyways, yeah, this is another great one, man. This is a Raider bot from Wendigo. Wendigo also, man, let us know if you got any more of these baddies left. But this is a good one. Yeah, multiple lights to get rid of
Love that Eastery fucking opaqueness. Ooh, is it actually a translucent resin?
Yes, in the arms. Yeah, dude, you can see when the light's on them, you can see through it. But yeah, super sick. Chrysosaurus, what's happening? But yeah, really nice marbling there down at the bottom too. Dreezy, thanks for coming in, sir.
That yellow reminds me of a banana popsicle.
Yeah. That's a good one, man. I love that face mask to the chest. It's dope.
Yeah, great. Like, yeah, we all know purple and yellow go well together. That's a good purple and yellow.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so Wendigo says he's got some to post, and then he's going to be sending some to E2K. So watch out for that. Very cool. Nice. E2K, man. You want to go find something nice, go to E2K, snatch it up. Talk to Dustin.
I love Death and Strawberries just called it out. That's the one that when we were following you around at A&R, you were like, oh, put that one aside for me.
Yes, you're right, dude, because I didn't. I was like, oh, man, where did that come from yesterday? I was thinking it was a rack full of vagrant hijackers, and as bad as I wanted to grab like 3 of them, I thought other people should have one as well. And so I started moving some around and saw these in the back. I was like, holy smokes, man, what the heck is that? So that's what we got from Wendigo.
Y'all win dizzy.
Also, Wendigo gave me a bunch of stickers, man. So the next, gosh, it's going to be winners for a while, are going to be getting some of these super sick Wendigo stickers, man. Thank you for hooking us up with these, man. Totally kicked the show down. But just some really rad stickers. And then we started talking about stickers, and I heard 3 or 4 different suppliers of stickers that I was taking notes on, because we're going to have stickers here before too long. But these are great, man. Really cool stickers. Wendigo, thank you kindly, good sir. Wendigo is awesome. He was there with his lady. She is awesome. Had a great time, man. Like I said, he's from the Asheville area there. And just super cool, man. I mean, very, very cool booth. Everything in there. I wanted everything in there, basically. You know what, man? I just remembered. I actually have, just kidding, I have more from him. I forgot I put it in this.
Jeez.
And I grabbed one of these because I don't have one of these. Yeah, shoot, man, I forgot about this. Okay, I'm gonna switch the camera over again. It's one of these, one of the little Franks. Yeah, those are cool. And I believe there's still some of those left as well. So check the store or hit them up for that. The marble pour on that is way nice. That kind of teal and purple. Sick.
I swear I mean it in the nicest way possible. That stupid fucking Grogu body. Like, let's face it, it's a great toy, it's a great piece, but that body, like when you know what it is, you're just like, that stupid fucking Grogu body.
Child of Frank. Yeah.
Because even the freaking tuck in the front, it's just like, you look like a tiny little Frankenstein monk or cult of Frankenstein.
Yeah, a Frankenstein monk. There you go. But the marble on there, man, I mean, is why I picked that one. Super cool.
The marbling was a really beautiful pairing with that teal or like seafoam hand and head. The hands come off,
Yeah.
or they affixed? Like, are they?
I believe those are fixed.
Mhm.
Yes.
They look great. They look great.
Yeah. Very nice. And that's what we got from Wendigo, man.
You fucking took names at the Wendigo table. My gosh, man.
lots of people were buying from Wendigo, man, straight up, dude. You know what was funny is I had grabbed a piece for O'Keefe over there. It was the first thing that I wanted because he was like, the above anything else, there's this one piece that I want. So I grabbed that one for him. And what's funny is there was a guy who walked up and asked him specifically for that piece. Where is that piece? And he said, oh, he just bought it. And then I was going to grab another piece and that dude grabbed that one. So it was funny. Like I grabbed one he grabbed what I want. And it happened just like that. Bam, bam.
We
And
got to get you business cards so that we can, you got to start handing these out so these guys can reach out to you when they're ready to flip.
yeah, feral burn victim. Yes and no, Fletch. We will have to, I'll tell you all about that. But yes, feral burn victim. Yeah, I don't have it here. There was a box of stuff that I sent back and it'll be here.
Oh my fuck, dude. Yeah, okay.
So the feral burn victim is also dope. There was two of them there. There was the red and black, then there was the painted version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But anyways, dude, that was one of the tables I think where people went to directly. There was obviously pieces that they were seeking out. And I heard it firsthand from this other guy, but yeah, dude, it's all super legit stuff. Again, started posting today about leftovers that they had, so check that out. Bam.
What else you got over there? Hey, also,
Yeah.
I don't want to put anybody on the spot here, but my brain is just shitty, so I'm not actually putting anybody on the spot. Did we have another giveaway to spin for tonight? Because Pocket Salsa randomly hopped in with a giveaway there that was his. But
Yes.
did we have one?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Nice.
We have that Recycle Galaxy piece.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I love this. Warrior Hordes is what this one's called. And you know what, let me put this in the light real quick. We'll get a much better look at this thing. But this is very, very cool from Recycle Galaxy. Thank you kindly. And there's also another little piece. There we go. So that's what we're looking at from Recycle Galaxy. Thank you, first of all, Recycle Galaxy, for sending that to us for free. I just posted that War Boar yesterday, I believe, or the day before. If you're looking for a War Boar, get over to E2K and buy yourself one.
Do you mind lowering that header down for a second?
Yes.
I want to take a quick look at that, dude. Because now, Death and Strawberries, if you're in the chat here, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that not the piece where the guy first invented pointillism and even has the quote of, oh, what a wonderful thing, this pointillism? And then every single person in the scene is almost too perfectly pointillized? Anyways, that's a rad as fuck header art.
Yeah, it really is.
And that's some sexy header art on that side.
Yeah, Star Swords. Yeah, very cool from Recycle Galaxy. So that's our other giveaway, or that's our giveaway for tonight. Pocket Salsa, again, thank you, man, for doing that one earlier. That was a surprise. Have you noticed that, dude? A lot of people have been just bringing their own giveaways on here. Very cool. Getting the stuff out.
I keep saying it, dude. Toy people are a strange breed of people. They're not the same as average Joes out there in the capitalistic hellscape that we live in.
Capitalistic hellscape.
Yeah, toy people seem to exist outside that realm for the most part. You heard Pocket Salsa say it, man. He's given away probably more free toys or done more trades than he has actually done sales. Weird toy people don't exist in the capitalistic hellscape outside of the toy world.
Well, that's funny, dude. When he said that, I was thinking to myself, how many people are probably in that exact same situation? I know he's not the only one who's giving away more than they're actually selling. So,
all right. So I'm gonna pull up the wheel. That thing is sexy as hell, dude. I don't think the photos.
It really is.
I think whoever gets it is gonna be blown away by whatever the pigmentation is on that fucking chest piece and the contrast on the leg piece, and whatever the hell is going on in that holographic sticker on the shield. That is a rad piece.
Yeah, dude. And the holographic sticker on the chest, too. I'm glad you said that. That's one of the things that I noticed when I pulled this up this time was that sticker on the chest. So, anyways, yeah, man, great piece. From Recycle Galaxy, again, the War Boar is something that I posted the other day on my personal page. And it's just a quick, like 30-second reel of that piece. And I thought I had it here right in my hand, and I don't. But anyways, War Boar, go to E2K, search for Recycle Galaxy from the great state of Kentucky. Baba Drock, what's up, man?
So that being said, get the roll calls in now. I just popped that in the chat. Baba Drock, appreciate you chiming in. If anybody is working away and it's easier for you to launch an IG to one of us, let you know. Death and Strawberries, I caught you last as well. I think you're probably the last. You and Baba Drock are the newest entries I've added. So if anybody knows, I've got basically Andy D's, Mr. Ordinary, Kyle Kerwin, Death and Strawberries, and Baba Drock. Those are the last 4 newest that we've popped into there. I'm going to share that Wonder Wheel in a second, but please chime in if you guys want a chance to win that Recycled Galaxy piece. Recycled Galaxy Creations, sorry. Recycled the Galaxy Creations. Andy D's, I've got you, homie, and I made sure to put you in. I'm so sorry that I missed you on that last one. Nim, I don't know how I missed you, dear friend. Thank you very much for chiming in, dude. Boom. Alrighty, pop that in there. I want to make sure that I've popped Pocket Salsa back in because this isn't one of their toys. So Pocket Salsa. Oh. All right. Recollection Toys, thank you very much, man, for chiming in. And yo, dude, thanks for coming in and checking this out. I know you're probably just like, I'm just a human like everybody else, but if anybody hasn't checked out Recollection Toys, the dude is insane. Right, Mechaducky and Chrysosaurus Rex. Suki, how do I keep missing you, dude? It's like you were wearing that mystery, like, okay, Suki, I don't know if anybody remembers the Playmates TMNT toy where I believe it's Donatello has the investigator outfit and like almost like the Casablanca hat on. That's how Suki appeared to me in the last freaking AR show that we did. The fact that he was basically talking like he's there, and I'm like, hey B, like is Suki there? Because it kind of sounds like he's talking as though he's there. And sure enough, he was there, just almost like collar up, hat down low, sitting at a table, just watching on his phone.
Dude, Suki, what a great guy, man. One of the first people I met there. And when I was doing that live, it was funny. There's a little restaurant off to the side of where the actual show was. And when you said that, I turned around and he was like right behind me watching the live as I'm doing the live. And he said, yeah, it's 2023. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, man. That's so bizarre. What a weird little matrix that was for a minute. But Suki, FKD Toys, man, go check it out.
I'll admit, seeing who was at AR, I don't know what I'm going to do if I ever make it to one of these conventions, because some of you might have realized already, I have a hard time with emotional regulation, aka I am always 10, doesn't matter. And then on top of that, unfortunately, with narcolepsy, whenever you end up hitting a high level of emotion, you end up having a narcoleptic episode. So I'll probably be falling asleep, standing up, falling asleep, standing up, falling asleep. It'll just be like chaos, man. It'll literally be like, oh, there's Suki, fucking pass out like one of those sleeping goats or whatever. Like, oh, there's one trick, one of those sleeping goats down again. Like,
I'm holding you like Weekend at Bernie. Like,
yeah,
totally limp, and I'm just like holding you there like a marionette.
Pretty much, man. Okay, so nobody else is chiming in that I've missed you, so I'm assuming I've got everybody. Yeah, Recycle Galaxy, thank you for catching that, man. You probably don't want to have your toy come all the way back to you. And by the way, like, beautiful fucking toy, dude. All right. Yeah, pack a travel pillow, more like a pillow headband or something. Spinning the wheel. Chrysosaurus, did I catch you? I remember saying your name. No, I didn't. Thank you. All righty. So Chrysosaurus is the last person I'm getting. If anybody else, I missed you. I'm so sorry.
Andy Deep.
I got Andy D's. Yeah, I made sure I went back and grabbed them. Yes, I'm so sorry for missing that first one.
Cool. Got it.
Look at the names on here. 39 entries. Gosh dang.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, there's a lot of
Don't even congratulate anymore. We just laugh. Has been Toys, the sexiest man of the year. Congratulations to you, good sir.
Colin has been. What a great piece, man. And you know what? Going to a great collection. I know he's got some good ones. So Recycle Galaxy, that is going to a great home. It is going to the home of Has Been Toys in Middle America. Nice. Very cool, man. That, and you know what, dude? I love this little piece in there.
Yeah.
This little scout trooper, that little one.
Banana cream.
Yeah, man. Love that.
Yeah, he's a fun little dude.
Yeah.
Little astronaut.
Recycle Galaxy again.
Colwyn. Yeah, Von fake name. Good call, man. Colwyn.
Yeah, there you go. But Recycle Galaxy, thank you again for that giveaway. That was freaking awesome.
Gorgeous.
E2K has more Recycle Galaxy pieces, namely the Warboard. Go over there, get one. You'll be happy, I promise. We got two more artists to look at as far as AR goes. 5 pieces in total.
Lay them on us.
Just jump in. Okay, cool. So this is these two are from Maggitarius. So Maggitarius, they were not there personally, but they had a table that was ran by Figure Fetish. Now, Maggitarius, I mean, you saw on the video, man, some of those vinyl pieces were monstrous, huge pieces. I did not get those. Let me open this one real quick. I got 2 smaller vinyl pieces, but still very cool. It's a little series that they were doing. This first one is a Kappa. Where'd that card go? Sorry, should have been more prepared. So there's the card for the Kappa. And then here is the Kappa piece, which we will, I'll switch over to the camera here. Yeah, so that's vinyl, and it does have some paint work. Then it looks like it's blue vinyl with the kind of silver highlights there.
Looks like a Hawaiian paint app. Yo, sorry, I didn't mean to like cut off when I was
no, all good.
But that thing is so hot, tamale.
Yeah, look at that card. That card is way nice.
Those silver accents like are just popping off that guy. That's a hilarious.
Yeah, the card.
Yeah, design like I'm loving that like retro vibe with the monsters, man.
And I don't know if you've seen that on
Beautiful.
the Maggitarius pieces, but they have.
It's been Andied.
Yeah, exactly. It says Magi right there, MAGI, and then the little signature there on the bottom too, which is cool. But yeah, that's a good one, man. I love that one.
What a beautiful example of like the Safubi world where just like minimalistic paint app in the right places can just be like,
yeah,
that's a good one, man. That's a fun sculpt.
Yeah, some really good highlights on there, like you said. Top of the head is all silver. You can see that. It's very cool. Looks like a grungy dark crystal. Yeah, dude. Good one, Shed Quarters. So that's one. And then the next one that I got from them is from that same series. It's this one, Merclaw. And this one is nice and glittery. Bam. He's like, like 2 3/4.
So if anybody's familiar with what are they? Ultra Super Dinos, I believe. They're a Pocky or a Pocky. Yeah. Mecha Chrysosaurus. Rip on me if I'm saying all this wrong. But like the legs on that are super familiar with like an old Pocky toy. The head on that is very familiar with an old Pocky toy. Like that thing is like, that's nostalgia in a bottle.
Yeah, that glitter on there is dope, man, with the kind of black and silver highlights on there. Way nice.
I love that you've got like a little play set now, man. There's 2 of them. That's gonna be dope.
Dude, you know what? That's exactly why I did that too. There was other there. But
oh, does he have an eye on the back of his head?
Yes.
Sorry.
No, all good. I'll get back over to it. Yeah. But you know what, dude? I usually like stuff in sets of 3s. And so I should have bought another one. But
that backside of that looked almost like that dark side scorpion one we saw earlier being shown off by Pocket Salsa.
Yeah, exactly. And man, there was a lot of glitter in that. It's kind of hard to pick up on here in this light, but yeah, it's nice, dude. I love it. Sagittarius. And I'm sure these are available on their site. Yeah, fun little dude. Absolutely, man.
And a lovely, just like a lovely artist team, man.
Yeah. People. And Chrysosaurus, 100%. The minimalistic paint where it's just the highlights and accents on there, that it really looks good. That silver on that blue, that translucent blue with the glitter in it. Sick, man. And these were super affordable too. Sagittarius, you know, god dang, dude. I so wish I would have bought a 3rd one. But what a cool little set. You know what I mean?
Watch the next like 15 minutes from now, B's on the Sagittarius website, scrolling through, trying to find a blue that matches.
Oh, I'm making notes. I always make notes for this show, so I can always go back. But anyways, yeah, very cool. Sagittarius. And again, big shout out to Figure Fetish for running that booth for them, so they could get some stuff out there. Yeah, those are cool.
Those are dope as hell, man.
Yeah.
Are those your first Sagittarius pieces to add to the collection?
They are.
Oh, that's so cool, man. I fucking love that shit. That's really fucking cool, man.
Yeah, first one, and I'll should already always remember that I got it from AR for sure. Those what are those big ass pieces called, man? You know which ones I'm talking about.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think those might even be a collaboration with Wonder Goblin, but I'm gonna go to their page really quickly to make sure because I don't want to fuck up in that regard. But I know the big head, it looks almost like Ultron.
Yeah. Exactly. And it is, dude, so they did a resin version of that too. And it was huge. And I don't know if it's still out there, but I know that there was a resin one. Is that what it was?
Sorry, I just was stoked. Yeah, I did know. So it's a Wonder Goblin piece. And the only reason why I even knew it was a Wonder Goblin piece is because it actually looks like the sculpt is very similar to like a really famous piece he did on like a weed nugget character. It's like a purple Kush alien. And of course I remember a purple Kush alien, and I'm gonna know it's Wonder Goblin. But yeah, Wonder Goblin with some Sagittarius, brought to you by Figure Fetish at assembly required.
It says there Namakubis is one of his favorite Safubis. They had a couple of those, man. We looked at those on the live. You can go back and see that if you wanted to see those, but those are way nice.
Like,
yeah, man.
I really like the Sagittarius team, man. They just seem like lovely individuals. And we were talking about it earlier. Like some of these people, when you like, oh my gosh, one trick was you hold these. These looked beautiful. All of them.
I think so. It was definitely two of those that were there.
Like,
oh man. That one right there, dude. Oh my goodness, that last one.
They're all so sex.
Oh,
and what's trippy to me is like when I'm looking at like all the different variations, it's hard for my brain not to be like imagining how many different pieces it is to be able to combine to do this. And then at the same time, like what color the vinyls were. Like, did they get some pinks and some yellows? And like, so that's like yellow sorted tips in the pinks, but then given yellow accents and like, you know, there's just so much going on that it's like, holy shit, guys, like beautiful.
Yeah.
Like kaleidoscope house headscape. Wowzers.
yeah, wowzers. Exactly. Way nice.
You got
go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask, do you have one more that you were gonna show off?
I do actually. It is from Pikmin's Vinyl. Let's see. I was trying to pull up his page real quick. Pikmin's Vinyls, man, they had quite a few things. The reason that I went there was because of this piece right here, and then saw these other ones. So this is from I don't know that. I think the name of the piece is Bullet. The Geiger piece. I'm gonna put this on the camera right now, but this is there was a bagged version of this and a carded version. I went with the bagged version just because it was easier to take home. But yeah, dude, this is way cool. Like I said, there was a carded version, which is awesome. Zimico, right on, man. I'm overdone. But yeah, it's got this kind of bronze finish on it, which is also really nice.
Not to mention, that's like a super interesting, like surreal piece, man. That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And you know the painting that I'm talking about, right? The guy. Yeah. And I mean, they nailed it as far as it looking like what that is.
No, exact, like it's surreal, dude. They crushed that.
Pikmin's Vinyls, Chris, is who that one is. Pickmans. Pikmin's Vinyls, and super nice price on these. Not expensive at all. There is a bagged header version and a carded version, both very, very nice. There was, I believe, a bronze edition like this, and then there was kind of a like a silver blackish metalish one as well. Dope. But yeah, man, that poster, I've seen that poster up at or that print up at multiple people's houses. It's always a dope one. So to see that was cool. So that's one of them. Pikmin's Vinyls. That's one of them that we got from there.
Professor Pikmin.
Here's another one. Check this one out. Now this one here, this is all hand sculpted. Crypt Keeper. So that one, you know what? Let me see if it looks like it's peg articulation. I just took it out of the bag. I had not opened this one yet. So
I bet that was a nostalgic piece to see.
oh, dude, Crypt Keeper. I mean, when I was little, that was like late night TV.
Oh shit, I'm thinking even original comics, man. But
oh yeah, see, I wasn't really into comics too much, but I remember staying up, as late as I possibly could, and seeing Tales from the Crypt, and then seeing the Crypt Keeper and be like, oh shit, and that's kind of why we watched it, just because it was late night TV when you're spending the night at a friend's house or some shit like that. So, but yeah, really cool. Pickman's vinyls, like I said, that is all hand sculpted, and then it's peg articulation there in the arms and legs. The head felt like it would move at the neck. I didn't want to force it too much, but shoot, man, hand sculpted, hand casted, hand painted. Yeah, that lean Johnny Marbles, I don't think that's intentional. It might be if you look at the legs a little bit, the pegs. But I mean, we're talking about a 100%, manufactured figure, right? It's like everything's hand sculpted and done on its own. So it's dope. And this one, again, this was a bagged version. I believe there was a carded version as well. Again, Pickman's vinyls on this one. Yeah, it is super sick. I agree. Nim Studios, what's up, dude? Bam. Crypt Keeper. Pickman's vinyls. I believe there's still some of those left. Here's
I overheard you mentioning too. It was hand sculpted. It reminds me a lot of Splendid Editions.
Yeah. Really good work, man. Really good paint. Cool piece. Pickman's vinyl. He was there wearing like a scientist lab coat. Really cool guy. Now, how about this one? So tell me, because I think I know the answer to this. You're a fan of Ren and Stimpy, correct?
Big time. Now, yes, before anybody says anything, this is the greatest toy of all time. There is no toy better than Log. Log is the best toy to ever exist.
It's Log.
And it's original Log. It's not even like the second wave. That's Log, dog.
That's Log. That's it. OG. Jazzwiz says Pickman's was one of the early behind the bootleg interviews. Nice. Okay. But yeah, I mean, he had a bunch of these going, and it's dude, what a cool little piece, man. If you're a fan of Ren and Stimpy, you're very familiar with this. It's Log. Cool piece, man. Pickman's vinyl. Oh, this is funny.
See, and in my opinion, Pocket Salsa said it earlier, and like you can see it in the chat right now, man. When a toy can literally just like trigger something. The fact everybody is sitting here in love with Log right now. Log from Blammo.
From Blammo. So cool. And just another, I mean, it's solid. You know what I mean? It's a solid piece. Super cheap. And just one of those like little cheap nostalgic pieces that I mean, not only does it do that for you, but it's like, I mean, even though it's just a Log, dude, that's a well-made piece. I mean, you start looking at some of the detail on it.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you have a powdered piss man?
I do not.
Because, man, to have the Powdered Toast Man bootleg by Plagued Earth Productions standing on top of Log by fucking
Yeah.
Pinkman. Oh, dude. No lie, not only do I love Ren and Stimpy, but Log is probably one of my favorite sketches, gags from like any cartoon or television, man. I don't know if you guys know this. The very first toy recorded in history is a stick. No word of lie. When we consider the things you can do with a stick, pretend it's a gun, pretend it's a sword, the very first technically recorded toy is a stick. Log.
Log. Oh man, what a great show.
Also, fun fact, with Ren and Stimpy, the gentleman who actually invented Ren and Stimpy kept being told whenever he would do those super close-in animations of like rotting teeth or fungus or nose hairs and all that absurdity, the guys kept on telling him, like the header up execs kept being like, man, you have to dial it back. This is a kid's show. And every time they would tell him that, he would basically then drive it a little bit harder and a little bit further. And if anybody loves Teen Titans Go, the guy who was actually the like main what is that, creative director of Teen Titans Go was a storyboard artist for Ren and Stimpy. So that's why you get those like wah, wah, zoomed in on a mouth, rotting teeth.
Yeah.
That dude comes from drawing that type of humor. And now being on Cartoon Network, he's like, guys, this type of humor is like, let's do it. Like randomness, right?
Yeah, nice.
Sorry, cartoons, toys.
Yeah, right.
Was there a second piece there? Am I stupid?
Well, we did this one, right? We did the
Was there something after Log and I was just talking over you?
after Log. No, we had, and the Crypt Keeper, and then we had Log, and that was it.
I love it, man.
Suki says that Pikmin said that he's done a bunch of different variations of logs over the years, so look for those. I don't think I've seen those.
And not to shy away from Pikmin's Log, but we can't seem to stop talking about our buddy Trash Joy Studios tonight, so why not just plug it again? He actually has come into possession of a log as well, but it's one of the like store-bought ones that came out by Nickelodeon. I don't know who, Nick Plus something. But he's molding and casting those in all sorts of different funky and wild colors. So we are probably going to see some UV and some mica powdered and some glow-in-the-dark ones coming out soon.
That'll be cool. That'll be cool. Yeah, right. Fingers crossed, right?
Right. So I was even kind of talking about at the beginning of the episode, and we're running up to about 3.5 hours, so I don't want to be too long on it. I'm going to try and be super quick on it. But I remember I've got that box that you sent me there that I know that one's going to be packed with some goodies, so that's going to be for another night. But something did come in that I wasn't expecting to come in, and it's something that I've actually wanted to grab from for quite a long time. One of their pieces that they ended up doing actually had rock heads on them. Some of them had the tree stump heads on them, the arborist. Both those ended up getting retired. They are part of the Toyronto team. So at this point, I'm just missing Lab Monkey number 9. I've got some 8-bit Mike. I've got some Magoob. I've got some Think Outside the Toy Box. I've got fucking, who am I missing here, you know? But yeah, this is finally, a piece came out from Angry Beast, and it lined up that somebody else didn't grab it right away. I've also even tried grabbing Angry Beast pieces in Toronto at a store here, but the person couldn't find the price for me in time, and they were trying to figure out what the price on it would be. And it was just like, hey, I'm taking off at this point. So needless to say, I've been trying to get my hands on. This is a nice box. I encourage you to reuse it. That might be one of the most comical love notes yet, man. But okay, so of course they packed it down harder than I would have thought. I apologize. If you don't know right off the hop here, He the North. So again, all the time I find it comical when you guys refer to me as your East Coast homie, because over here in Toronto, we say something called We the North. This is He the North. That's a landmark, a Toronto landmark sitting there on that head. The CN Tower. Boom. Angry Beast, man. Thank you very much for throwing one of those in there. I did not know that you were doing that.
Very cool.
what's happening here? There we go. So I've been talking about these guys for quite some time, I feel. Alrighty. And I feel as though a couple of you guys actually ended up snagging some. Now you might know, where am I looking here? Oh, there we go. So she's got a little cap here as well.
Yes. Now that came out at, was it the Heavy Metal Hanukkah show?
It actually came out like last week. He dropped a really dope one in the Heavy Metal Hanukkah show that had like a balaclava and little horns. I'm trying to remember who ended up getting that one. It's one of the boys in the scene ended up getting that one from the Heavy Metal Hanukkah. It might have even actually been Pocket Salsa, if I'm thinking correctly. This one is actually Smokey the Bear. There we go. Oh yeah, so this guy's the Smokey the Bear variant that he dropped.
Nice, dude. I love that, man. Seriously, dude, I thought it was going to be one of the knitted ones, which are also very cool.
The knitted ones are dope.
Yeah, like Ranger hat, dude. That is sick.
And like, so I know every time I talk about these guys, I compare them to the California raisins. Like, if you've ever seen a California raisin, they're chunky, man. And only because I know that they make a point of pointing this out all the time on the posts, I'm going to try and make sure that I do them the kindness. So one thing they're always talking about is they don't do paint apps. They actually do it all in resin. So like the teeth are actually like a gold. Here we go. Cover my own face with his. The teeth are like a gold. The eyes are like this like emerald turquoise. He's like a chocolate brown, lime green, glow in the dark, or UV reactive or transparency looking arms. So Angry Beast, thank you very, very much, man. And I don't know why. There's something about the fact that it's Smokey the Bear that just, yeah.
Dope, man. Smokey the Bear. Shoot, I'm trying to think of a like Smokey the Bear figure that I've seen, and I don't know where that would have come from. But that's dope, man. Very cool.
You know what we need to see come back, and honestly, Angry Beast, man, if you end up watching this for whatever reason, I think every single human in the community would be down to see more of the arborist. The arborist might have been one of the coolest fucking random kit bashes I've ever seen. Like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, dude, that's
Angry Beast. Thank you very, very much, man.
Angry Beast, yes. Dude, you know what? One thing that I wanted to show again,
Yes.
just so we take a look, and we'll blow this up during the week too, man, is next week's giveaway. Are we at the point of talking about next week's show? Dude, next week's show, we got some freaking, dude, like, I love it when everybody comes on the show. I fucking love it, dude. I told people at AR, like, if you want to be on the show, that's one thing that I really liked about AR, dude. I talked to a lot of people. Edwin Salas, right, gonna be on the show. Slime City Toys gonna be on the show. Throwaway Toys gonna be on the show. You know, Mr. Dan, it's like anytime. Really excited to have all those artists on the show. Where was I going with that?
So next week, we're going to have Laboratory Monkey number 9.
Yes.
And we're also going to have Kajiki Toys. I think where you were going with that is that you didn't want anybody to feel as though you put those artists above them when they come on the show. The only thing is that Lab Monkey number 9, it's not that he's any better than anybody else. It's not that he like holds any ground above anybody else. But the guy's been in the scene for so long. His portfolio of amazing work is so vast, is so creative. The casting skills on this individual are so amazing that admittedly, like, we have things that we're going to learn from this individual. We'll probably be shocked, surprised, amazed, and they've done a lot for the community. Personally, as a Canadian, they've actually done a lot for the toy community. They've done things such as the Toy Ronto group. They've thrown art shows here. They're kind of responsible, in my opinion, for bringing people like Toxic Fumes Toys, Angry Beast, 8-Bit Mike together. That's kind of why. It's not that we're putting them above any of you guys, but like, these individuals are doing a lot in the scene, just like you guys. They're moving parts, but Lab Monkey number 9 has been here for so long. It's hard not to drop to your knees and begin.
Well, you know, the thing, I mean, and all that stuff aside, right? I mean, he's a great promoter of shows. He's had some very, very cool shows recently. And at the beginning of the month, you know, we've been trying to put out a monthly schedule of what's coming on. And then we were kind of vague. We were kind of keeping it under wraps per his request for Apocalyptico 2. And I think it's fair to talk about it now because I think people are openly talking about it. And I really feel like that was the show that everybody kind of knew about, but wasn't really saying anything about, which I think is funny. But anyways, so yeah, next week they're going to be on, and then the show is going to be on the 23rd. And we're going to do that very much like we've done the last couple shows with them. Is they're going to do their pre-show and release everything, and everybody's going to show their pieces. They're going to talk with artists, and then it's going to roll right into our show. And we'll have artists from the show, hopefully. And we'll look at all the pieces that everybody dropped. I know they're going to be super sick.
Bring your water bottles, bring some snackies, your Adderall, whatever you need to make it through. There's gonna be about 60 artists that we're clicking through. We'll be taking a head count.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. And above that, I mean, and besides that, we're gonna give away this freaking Ordinary Toys piece, which, I mean, you know what, man, I might need to put this in the other camera just real quick, just to make sure we get a fair look at this thing. It is so freaking nice. Of course, it's like super reflective, but such a killer piece, man. Ordinary Toys, again, thank you for this. And the backside, the card, I think is just, I mean, work of art on its own. Damn. It's like a bagged, I don't even know what to call that, man. Like a bagged carded figure. It's kind of both. But
even that's kind of bootleggy, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, if you go into like one of these old convenience stores or something like that, and there's just a bunch of these all in a big peg, like it's fucking rad, dude. It's rad as hell.
Oh, right on. He's still in here. Yeah, Ordinary Toys. Dude, so there's another piece that I bought from him that we're going to take a look at next week as well. I want to do it all in the same show, but God, these are so fresh, dude. The colors on there, I mean, oh man, the tentacle arms, the card is just something, like I said, something totally amazing on its own. Oh boy, that's a good piece. Very jealous of that one, man. Sometimes people send in giveaways and I'm just like, oh man, do I got to give that away? I'm happy to give them away, but what an awesome piece, man. Seriously, killer piece. That Arcade Void series. If you want to get in on that Arcade Void series, I highly suggest you get over to that store and you buy it, because there's not many left. I don't know if he's gonna be making more of those or not, but I think that's one of those makers, man, you're gonna look back on in a couple of years possibly and say, man, I wish I would have snagged some of those Arcade Void series ones.
It's very titty-esque.
Yeah.
They're groovy as all hell, man.
It's your Ordinary. I just woke up. Oh man. Well,
I think that's a wrap for the evening. 3.5 hours after interviewing 2 bomb-ass artists, Pocket Salsa and Bootleg Toy Co. If you're not familiar with them, we're a rad-ass giveaway from Recycle the Galaxy.
Yeah, dude. I mean, shit, we missed that 2-hour mark, didn't we? Holy shit.
Well, we knew it was going to be a long one tonight, man.
We knew it was going to be a long one. And let's be honest, dude. I don't know how realistic that 2 hours is. We always try to.
When we hit them, they're fucking dope. Sometimes we hit them 3-hour ones. And we appreciate you guys always sticking around when we do.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Great show, dude. It's good.
Dudes, every time I say dudes, for all human beings on this planet of Earth who entered into that chat there tonight, or even were just hanging out and doing their thing while we were doing our thing, you guys have no idea how much we actually appreciate it and how much it means to us, because this is a big deal for us because it brings a lot to us.
Absolutely, man. I was talking to New Transylvania before the show, and just kind of, you know, when you're going through those conversations, sometimes you kind of just like reflect on, you know, Thursday nights, dude, and what we kind of do to build up to it. And it's all fun, you know, it's all stuff because we really like to do it. So anyways, yeah, thank you, Pocket Salsa. Thank you, Bootleg Toy Co. Thank you, Recycle Galaxy, man. Big champions today, all three of you guys. Thank you very much. Hell yeah.
Dude, let's wrap it up. Have a great night.